Oh, man. We're back with the Opie and Anthony show. Too much going on, but you guys are having a lot of fun with the Good Morning America segment they're doing right now, huh?
There's some funny stuff going on there. Oh, Jesus, Jimmy.
It's what's the product?
I don't know. It's some kind of mop. One of those things you put in water and you can mop floors and clean pots and pans and, you know, it uses oxygen to clean the blah, blah, blah. It's one of those things. You can't even go into it. That was during commercials for the Pal Talk people only.
Yeah, they enjoy that. Speaking of Pal Talk, WOW is alive and well on Pal Talk today. Thank you, ladies.
Ooh. Yeah.
Just another reason to get Pal Talk. You get a little extra.
There's a bittersweet thing going on here, though. It's on the Apollo AC cam. Thank you for the tribute. I used to work for Apollo Air Conditioning in New York. Yeah.
All right,
the girls,
I see
girls flashing all morning long.
Very, very
wonderful.
Nice. Very nice.
Great.
And then
all morning. And
here
then
comes the dude.
And then, like, the camera goes back to Beefcake Guy. He's got his shirt off and he's sitting there. Dude, put your goddamn shirt on, because the girl is what everyone wants to see.
It's not about you.
It's not about you. We want to see the girl flashing. There she goes. Beautiful.
Very nice.
But then you muck it all up by sitting there without your shirt on. No one wants to see you without your shirt on.
No, very nice. There she goes again. Yeah. And the guy is like, he can't help himself. He's trying to get back into the frame.
Yeah, he keeps turning the camera.
He looks like my agent, Pete Papalardo.
But he has an adorable Siamese kitten. Just saw that.
All right. Chest. Pete is built like a 13-year-old Vietnamese girl in the chest area.
We got Louis C.K. joining the program, and we got to go right to the phone. We got Bill Donahue on the line. We were talking about the Dakota Fanning movie this morning. I guess it's being shown in Sundance
Hound Dog.
finally?
Yep.
Hound Dog, where she gets raped?
Yeah. Oh. They say it's one of the most disturbing scenes to watch. She's 13 now, but she's 12 in the movie. She gets raped in the movie. It's a very horrific scene from what they're saying. Very difficult to watch.
Statutory rape or like violent?
No, this is just violent. You know, no bones about it. This one is really bad. I don't think it's presented or meant to be presented as something pleasant or nice or anything like that. And I read this morning, Bill Donahue, head of the Catholic League, was trying to launch some kind of an investigation into whether any laws were broken, any child pornography laws were broken. And we have Bill on the phone.
All right, let's say hi to Bill. Bill Donahue from the Catholic League. Hello, sir.
Guys, how's everything?
Hello, Bill.
Very good. We're still working. How?
You're doing great.
Yeah, look at us.
You can beat Donald Trump. That's all right.
Yeah. Donald had we're still sorting that out to see. We like getting the facts first before we unload on people, Bill. I was a little surprised about your move here. This really doesn't have anything to do with the Catholic religion, and that's usually your forte. That's usually when you dive in and defend the faith, as it were. But this movie has got you motivated.
Well, it does, and also you're quite right about what you just said. It's not normally within our orbit, and also you're right, and most of the media today are wrong up on the Drudge Report and all over the world, saying that I've called for a boycott of the movie and asked for it to ban. I never asked for any of that stuff. I don't know where these reporters get this information. What I've called for is a federal investigation to see whether the child pornography laws have been broken. Now, why did I do it? I don't want to skirt your question.
Mm-hmm.
We know there's been a problem in the Catholic Church, all right?
Right.
And I'm so sick and tired. If we have a real interest in protecting kids and not just in getting priests, then it shouldn't matter whether it's coming out of Hollywood or a priest, an imam, a school teacher, a rabbi, whoever it is. And I don't like the double standard that we can celebrate, oh, this is cute. It's artfully done, I'm told. It's a carefully choreographed child rape scene. Look, if in fact child abuse is wrong, then simulated child sex rape, I think, is also wrong.
Yeah. When you kind of enter that world of art, though, it's a very tricky situation. If done properly, if it's part of a story, no matter how horrific it is, and someone wants to depict it on film, why shouldn't that person have that right to depict that art on film?
Right. That's why I object to what came out in the Guardian today in the UK, saying I call for the movie to be banned. I never asked for it to be banned. Now, look, This is the way liberals think, okay? They think this is cute, okay? You can have this.
I don't think anybody. Wait, Bill. I don't think anyone's saying this is cute. All I've ever read about this whole thing is that it's a horrific thing to watch.
I don't think it's a comedy.
Well, if you read Lou Lumenick this morning in the New York Post, he tries to say it's okay. If you listen to the chicks on the View yesterday, they tried to say it was okay.
Yeah.
You know what would bother these people, the Rosie O'Donnells of this world? Let's say the guy was trying to rape the little 12-year-old was a black guy, and she would use the N-word while she's getting raped. That would upset liberals, but not the rape scene. That's the way they think.
All right. Well, I do agree with that.
He's kind of making that up, though.
Yeah, that is kind of a long way around that whole thing.
Yeah.
Now, what is the investigation all about? Because I would assume, now I don't know, and neither do you, what was going on behind those cameras and how sensitive people were to this child's needs and protection on the set.
Well, there's no question her mother was there, and of course we had the teacher/child social worker holding her hand. That's all very nice, but she's 12 years of age. What happens 30 years from now or 20 years from now? She's a middle-aged woman, and she has some problems with this. There have been other women who've been involved in these kind of situations. They've had problems too. But look, my real interest in this was to create a national discussion. I have no doubt that the people who are defending this would defend if a 12-year-old being penetrated 2 years from now. Hollywood's going to keep pushing the envelope. And quite frankly, when you're dealing with kids, it seems to me it should be hands off.
I got to disagree, though. I don't think people would be defending real child sex. Depicting something in a movie, not because it's sexy art like Mapplethorpe tries to pull off, but because it's an event that occurs. It's like depicting a murder. I mean, no one thinks that a child murder is acceptable, but it is depicted in film. And I think that the term art, not to be confused with quote-unquote erotic art, which is made to titillate, but this is something that is an actual awful event that happened. And if it's handled properly behind the scenes and the kid is protected and there's nothing sexual behind the scenes, it's almost like doing a murder. What's wrong with it if it's done properly in real time, in the real world?
Well, you make a persuasive case, but here's my response, fellas. If you have an 18-year-old playing a 14-year-old, okay, I can deal with that. This girl's 5 or 6 years off of a tricycle. She's 12 years of age and she's doing this. You know, there's a lot of sick men in our society who get a lot of strange ideas from the Internet. I'm not saying that the average guy seeing this movie is going to go out and rape somebody. Of course he's not. But somebody who's inclined to be disturbed, he sees this, he says, hey, it's not only on the Internet, this is my local neighborhood theater. I think it sends the wrong message. I think they could have done this movie and got that same effect without exploiting a 12-year-old.
See, you're saying exploited like it is exploitation before you really have all the facts. And from what you say, there are guys that can grab a catalog for children's clothing and go off on a tear outside their house in their community.
They're going to bother spending the $10 to see go to Fanning movies so that they can go and then do what happened there.
It's interesting. You can't even talk about the subject of religion in a public school because the kids are considered to be, quote, impressionable. I get that 1,000,000 times over. The kids are impressionable at that age. Well, did she become less impressionable at the age of 12?
I think also you really have to take this as a case-by-case thing because this girl is definitely kind of very mature beyond her years as far as an actress, and it seems life in general. She seems very intelligent when you see her.
I think also she got paid very well for that rape.
Got paid very well for
the rape, yes.
Can I mention one other thing, fellas? That you know, at Sundance they also have this movie Zoo, where it's about a real life story of a guy from Seattle a couple of years ago. He decided to have sex with a horse.
Yes.
Yep. He punctured his colon, and the guy's dead. Now, well, I want to ask, and nobody's talking about it, so let me bring it up.
It's all I do talk about.
What happened to the horse?
Whatever happened to the horse?
Yeah, I want to know. Whatever happened to the horse? I mean,
he put an ad out on Craigslist.
Nobody knows that the horse has actually killed a bunch of people with it.
Well, did the horse survive? And has Peter filed a lawsuit alleging that his animal rights have been violated? And because this horse was an Arabian stallion, I want to know, does this constitute a bias crime?
Oh, God. Wow.
Look,
I like having fun with it. You're having fun with deviant sex.
You have a good sense of humor.
Yeah, so? We've learned that about Bill Donahue. He has a sense of humor.
Apparently so.
I'd like to bring up, by the way, my name's Louis C.K., and I had a show called Lucky Louie, and you issued a press release saying a lot of negative things about my show. So I'm on the radio with you. I can't not mention it. I remember one thing you said. You made a list of things that were offensive to Catholics about Lucky Louie, and one of them was an episode we did where I wanted to help my wife have an orgasm before we decided not to have another child until we were having good sex and she was having an orgasm. And you listed that as something that's offensive to Catholics, which I don't understand, because a married couple trying to make sure that their sex life is healthy before moving on to a second child, how can you have a problem with that?
Did I have a problem with that?
Wow. Apparently, according to your press release,
the Reagan defense, I love it.
That's offensive to Catholics.
Bill, is there anybody that ever does the press releases that you might just kind of glance over and go, all right, and then they kind of, do you word everything accurately? Because what Louis is telling you is the truth. I mean, that really did come out.
Yep.
Well, I mean, listen, I write all my own stuff, so I can't blame it on somebody else.
Have you watched Lucky Louie?
No, I haven't.
Well, that's odd because you wrote that thing.
I quite frankly, I don't recall I did. Why don't you send it to me?
All right. Well,
I'm writing about Arabian horses and bias crimes.
Yeah.
All right, well, is it probably in your archives on the site? Because it was up there.
Yeah. You wrote it, and it was not nice.
When was that?
Liar.
Over the summer.
He's calling you a liar.
Well,
when the show came out in June.
Yeah, June or July.
Yeah, we're trying to find the actual thing here, Bill, for you.
So
okay.
Just Google Lucky Louie Catholic League.
In the meantime, how is the call for some type of federal investigation going?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I'm not going to bother with these people. My whole purpose here really is to create a national discussion. Would the average parent let their 12-year-old be involved in a child rape scene if it was carefully choreographed? I don't think so.
I think if they knew that their child was mature enough and an actress and knew that, this isn't her first role. I think she can understand the differences between being in a movie and a life event. You know what I mean?
She may be able to, but how about some of the disturbed men that are going to see this?
Well, we can't base Bill, that's the biggest problem I have with everything in life that people complain about. We cannot base our entertainment and our lifestyle on the fact that a few people might have deviant behavior based on something they see or play a video game or something else. Why should the large percent, the majority, have to stop living their life and enjoying their life because a few people might lose their mind if they see something?
Well, listen, I'm raising moral objections. Again, I didn't call for a boycott, which I could. It's a First Amendment right. I didn't call for it to be banned. I want to know that the child pornography laws, have they been broken? And they may have.
Don't you think there are people on set that really are there to take care of the children and make sure things don't happen? There are things, for God's sake, when animals are on the set, they make sure that the ASPCA is down there. When children are on set, they have tutors, they have social workers. All that stuff is taken care of, and there are laws in place to protect the children.
See, I don't believe you. I want to know what happened to that horse.
I think that Bill is. I think the real thing is that he's trolling for stuff that's out, and he goes, there's a rape of a girl. I could do something with that. That sounds good. Because
what I'm looking at is the hypocrisy in this country, which says that we have priests who molest kids, and that's awful. But Hollywood can celebrate it, make a buck off it.
So priests should be allowed to molest kids because Dakota Fanning was depicted being raped.
I know,
it's
simulated.
I think one is a movie.
There's definitely a difference between simulated rape of an actress and the actual rape of a boy in a church.
That's not the way the law reads. As a matter of fact, there was an amendment to the law just last year, the Adam Walsh law by Mike Pence out of Indiana, and simulated sex using a child is in fact illegal.
Right, so it's just as bad. You're right. No,
Mr. Donahue, you're not off the hook. We found the press release about Lucky Louie.
Okay, what does it say?
It says that HBO's Lucky Louie is barbaric. Catholic League President Bill Donahue commented on last night's episode of the HBO program Lucky Louie. Blasphemy often tracks obscenity, and Lucky Louie has been obscene from the first episode, so we were due. And then you make a bunch of bullet points of things.
Here's a sample of the 9 previous episodes, but you said about 5 minutes ago you've never seen Lucky Louie.
Yeah.
Well, the fact, you don't
How does that work?
No, because we have staff here look at this stuff. I can't sit around and look at this stuff, but they give me the report. Now, are those bullets inaccurate? Why don't you read them?
So here's one. It says, Louis, the main character, is found blanking in the broom closet doing something with himself. Which, and that's Catholics don't believe in doing that. And
that's kind of cute.
Yeah. Louis does not want to get his wife pregnant until they figure out a way for her to have consistent orgasms. So what's wrong with that from a Catholic point of view?
Well, we prefer them to be inconsistent. Now, look, you've got some of the bullets there that you probably don't even want to read on the air about some of the stuff.
No, well, but address this one, because these are your words, and you're laughing, but I don't take anything you say about Dakota Fanning seriously, because you don't take this seriously.
Because you couldn't even repeat on the air what I just said, what I just said there, in taking out one of the statements. Right?
We'd like to, but there are FCC regulations in place that are way out of hand.
This is one, it's your words. Louis does not want to get his wife pregnant until they figure out a way for her to have consistent orgasms. That's something you found objectable, made you call my show barbaric. So tell me what's barbaric about that.
I'm bringing attention to something which is patently obscene, and if I have a snide remark and you can't get that kind of humor, I don't know what to do with it.
Now, Bill, here's what
I don't understand that.
Yeah, he's trying to see. Louis wants your reason why that's something the Catholic League would be interested in. Would object to. Why is a guy and a husband and wife having a healthy sex life before they decide to get pregnant? Why is that a problem?
Yeah.
Well, quite frankly, the media call me here all day long wanting to know, to give a moral traditionalist view on a particular subject. And so while my orbit is generally anti-Catholicism, yes, of course, we branch out into other areas when you deal with something that's patently obscene.
Are you just
Zero answer.
So you're pretty much just from the school of sex just for procreation?
Well, obviously, I'm the Catholic Church's teachings on that.
Not just for pleasure, so that would be the problem?
We don't defend adultery. Is that what you mean? We don't.
No, inside of a marriage.
It's inside a marriage.
Inside of a marriage, two people having sex.
That's the way it should be.
Making a choice not to get pregnant until they're having a healthy sex. That's wrong.
That would be in the best interest of everybody in society.
All right, that's what the episode was about. That's what they were doing.
Yes.
They were married.
I think you're leaving out a few things, a few ellipses here.
No, Bill, actually,
I
need some of those other bullets.
I have a question for you, too, Bill, because you just said that a lot of times your staff will make points, but then the context is lost. If you're going to quote something and say it's obscene, you should see it in context, because right here, there's one you put. A 16-year-old girl offers to perform oral on Louis. Now, you're correct, that did happen, but in the episode, it was about a rebellious teenager running away, and Louis not only didn't accept it, he told his wife that he was disturbed by it, and the wife talked to the teenager and worked it out and tried to help the girl go back home. So the episode was not about being titillating or being dirty. It was about something uncomfortable that happened, and Louis, the character Louis, goes to his wife and tells her.
And we help reform the kid and send her back
her home.
It's like a Facts of Life episode.
Yeah, it was just like Facts of Life.
But here's the thing is that your guys watch this stuff. You don't even watch it. They prepare a statement and you say, yeah, that sounds like that's us. And then you send it out, which to me is...
No, wait. Don't put words in my mouth. It depends on
why? The other people did.
Yeah, they put the words in your mouth.
It depends on the show and what's going on. For example, we tape The View every day and we have somebody watch it. And if Rosie goes off on Catholics again, then obviously I come in and take a look at that little part of it.
Oh. Yeah, because that's going to get you more press. I just think that you're a press hound. I don't think you really care about the stuff you say, because you wrote this. You don't remember.
How do you know about motive? Now you're getting into motive.
Well, because you didn't watch the show and you put out this statement calling it barbaric, which is very strong statement.
Do you guys actually think that anybody who runs an advocacy organization, whether it's GLAAD, ADL, now NAACP, do you actually think that the CEO, I actually write all the news releases, do you actually think that Abe Foxman over at ADL sits around and watches TV about Jews being bashed?
If they write the press release, then they should watch it.
You guys are living in another world.
Yeah, but you wrote it, so you didn't watch the show, and then you wrote the release, which is dishonest.
But you haven't found one thing there in that release that's inaccurate.
Yes, but in context, it's dishonest. If you quote something and you quote it selectively, it can be dishonest because you're quoting out of context. So in the meaning, it's like if someone says, I'm going to kill you to their friend, and then you say that was a murder threat, you're quoting them correctly, but the context you're using it in is dishonest.
Right.
So context does matter, Bill.
That's what the apologists for Dakota Fanning are saying. You have to look at the context.
You do, though.
Well, rape can actually
but you do. Everything
is what we're saying.
Well,
in context.
Is The Last Temptation... Wait, I'm sorry. What was the movie with the Christ recently? Is The Passion of the Christ a movie that advocates violence because there was violence whipping Christ? Or in the context of the crucifixion, is that violence acceptable to show in a movie?
Well, there's no question about it. It's acceptable.
Well, then why is the
historical story?
Right. So then why is the context there acceptable and not considered a violent or a gratuitously violent film?
We really have to have all this discussion about oral sex
if you're going to bring
else and these girls coming on to the guy, right?
No, Bill.
That's really important.
I'm talking. So let's just say.
Of course it is.
Of course context.
Girls leaving their homes because they're confused and living in a violent place, and then offering oral sex to other men, and finding out that was a mistake from a responsible adult is important.
And it's relevant. It's extremely relevant.
And you don't know that because you didn't watch the show, and yet you wrote this.
I don't know what it was. Look, have you seen Dakota Fanning yet?
No, but that's why I wouldn't comment on it. I wouldn't have my organization, if I had one, say anything about it until I saw it.
Isn't that interesting? It was about a year ago. The media kept telling us you don't have to see the depictions of Muhammad because we made up your minds for you. We think it's offensive.
But because
it's got nothing to do with what we're talking about.
I agree with that.
Let me give you one example. You just imagine this: a white guy is performing oral sex on a statue of Martin Luther King with an erection. Yeah. Now, do you have to actually see it in order to find out that it's ugly?
No, there's a
depending on the context, that could be very interesting.
The context.
Of course, the context.
The
context of that, by the way, is your bizarre imagination.
Yeah, Bill, come on.
Made that up.
Yeah, you sicko.
I love the guys who say, "What if some guy performed oral on?" How would you like that? I don't know. What's your problem when you're even picturing that?
Why don't you explain to African Americans what the context is?
I'll give you a context.
It never happened.
I would absolutely give you a context of how that would go over. If it was on an episode of the Dave Chappelle show, when that was on, in some type of comedy sketch, it would be completely accepted by the black community.
Oh, I don't think so.
I do.
I don't
there would be certain people that would be outraged, but the majority would find it hysterical. Dave Chappelle put out a lot of material that was very would have been racist if it was the other way around.
I think I beg to differ. I think you're totally wrong on that. Blacks would be outraged and rightfully so.
But you made up the whole thing.
You made it up, Bill.
Happened.
And there's
making a case on something you made up.
You keep dancing around this whole question of context.
We're not.
No, we're not.
We're talking about things that actually have context, and you're dancing around them by creating false things that don't have context in reality.
An analogy.
What's that?
I have to give you an analogy.
But
no, you don't have to. You can actually talk about the thing we're talking about. The first time we raised this just to get your reaction on your own words, your only reaction was, well, I don't know, because I didn't see it. Somebody else watched it and told me what was on it, and then
but you just rinsed it with the bullets. It seems to me that was sufficient.
Yeah, but
HBO's Lucky Louie is barbaric.
All they're saying is I think that they think you should at least watch the thing.
All right, I don't want to take over your show with this, but I think this guy is full of baloney.
Louis, he knocked your show,
Louis.
And you had every right to talk to him about
our show.
I'm glad we watched what you liked, Louis, and you got a very interesting picture on life. I'll tell you that.
But no, you can't. The context discussion does matter, Bill, because to bash something as barbaric when you took the complete opposite intention of the show, which was
because you didn't watch it. That's what's wrong with being the president of an organization and saying a very strong and out of context a statement about it without having seen the show yourself.
Well,
it's irresponsible.
That's kind of disturbing that you haven't seen the show.
And then you write this
that Lucky Louie likes the child rape movie. That's what I like.
Oh, see, you're
that's the next statement.
Idiot.
That's the next statement in the press release. Lucky Louie likes child rape.
You're unable to discuss it. You can't defend your own words. You're full of it.
Flick bark worse than bite. Yes, there's a rape scene, and it goes on about there's no nudity, just seeing her underwear and whatnot.
So what? You didn't see it? Please. No, you didn't see it. You don't watch the stuff you comment about.
Stretch.
You're totally uncredible. You're not interesting.
Quite frankly, every movie that comes down the pike that slams the Catholic Church, you like. There's no question about it.
No, that's not true. No, that's not true.
And you also like...
You don't know what I like.
Well, I certainly do. I know you like this movie.
He likes men,
you don't.
Bill.
I didn't see the movie, you blockhead. I didn't see it. I'm not even interested in it. I'm not even talking about it. I'm talking about my show that you slammed and are unwilling to stand behind your slams because they came from not even watching the show. They came from being president of the Catholic League and wanting it. Attention. You just want attention.
Well, I'll tell you certainly gave it to me, didn't you?
Yeah, I did, because you pooed on my show, you dink.
All right, Bill.
Also, by the way, Catholics are wrong about God. Let me just throw that in.
Hey, it's the only true religion, my friend. You burn in hell. I'm not.
I'm going to have a ball there.
All right.
All right, Bill. Thanks for coming on the show, and we'll keep tabs on the news and see what pops up about this whole thing.
And I'll have to try and keep it in context.
Yeah,
Keep it in context, Bill, and go find that horse.
Learn something. Good.
All right.
Maybe go see the movie.
Take it easy.
All right. There he goes. Bill Donahue from the Catholic League.
Jesus. Wow.
Effing oh.
Wow. Louis just completely called him out on that, and there really wasn't an answer.
That you see, the thing is, I would have been totally happy to debate him about it because look, every one of these points, from a religious standpoint, he might have a point on it. I was really interested.
And if your name is on it, you had better be familiar with it.
Totally interested in hearing if he had said, "Yeah, no, you shouldn't be giving your wife an orgasm." I'd like to hear the Catholic point of view on that. That's interesting, but he didn't. He just said, "I don't watch stuff that I write about." And
the one line subject matter of the show that Jimmy pointed out was a perfect example of context. How when it's written like that, it sounds like this is a gratuitous scene with a young girl, impressionable, and sexual activity with an older man. And meanwhile, the whole thing was about you getting upset by the whole situation and taking care of it, and but taken out of context. And then when he came up with the context of his imagination, it just blew the whole thing apart.
He's got a great imagination, though.
God, wow, huh? Where did that come from?
How great is it that he goes, I never saw the show, I don't remember writing that. And then we got it right here in front of us.
Exactly.
I mean,
no, that's what these guys do, though. If you give them something that's in reality, they shouldn't have said, they come back with something that doesn't exist and say, "What about this?"
I want to know how you get a statue of Martin Luther King in that state.
Yeah, and then
in the state of arousal.
And then he decides what other people would have thought of it.
Yeah,
like that's his only way to argue back. Yeah, well, I bet if I killed your mother, you would get all weird. And you, well, I guess I would. I'm not sure.
In the right context.
Yeah.
Also, go ahead, Jimmy, go.
And these hilarious Lucky Louie episodes on DVD the 30th.
Oh, that's right.
Nice plug.
January.
That's next week. Next, what, Tuesday?
Let's sign a copy and send it to Bill Donahue.
Yeah.
Go ahead. He probably would enjoy
this.
watching.
Also, let's not forget that the great Louis C.K. called Bill Donahue from the Catholic League a blockhead.
A blockhead. He was stumbling over curse words, and he goes, blockhead.
Because he wanted to make sure people heard that he, called him a name, so he's like searching for something that would make sense on regular radio.
Nice little rascal's insult.
You can't wait to get over to XM.
You blockhead.
You dink. Can we please call him from XM so I can try again?
Just unload.
It's painful.
It was like he moved the football when you were trying to kick it.
We got to take a break.
All right, we'll do that. Louis C.K., yes, Lucky Louie on DVD this coming Tuesday.
Is it Tuesday already? Wow.
Yeah, this coming Tuesday. Yep. Very exciting.
Already for pre-sale on Amazon. You can already go try it.
Oh, go to Amazon and then
watch it and burn in hell.
And do some pre-sale. It's the Opie and Anthony Show.
Hi, I just got wowed. It was great. I'm not supposed to talk about it, though. I gotta go now.
Introducing the Opie and Anthony Wow Line. If you get wowed, we want to hear about it. Call 866-WOW-ME-05. That's 866-WOW-ME-05. And tell us all about it. And if your message isn't too stupid, we might just play it on the air.
Opie and Anthony! It's the Opie and Anthony Show. The virus is spreading. Opie and Anthony!
Louis C.K. in studio on the Opie and Anthony Show. That was a lot of fun to listen to. You guys with Bill Donahue from the Catholic League.
Oh,
don't forget Lucky Louie on DVD this coming Tuesday.
And I got to mention yesterday, on XM we had Ricky Gervais do a great hour with us. We forgot to mention his website, rickygervais.com, from The Office, the British version of The Office, and we had a wonderful time.
Man, was he a blast!
He sure was.
Guy's hysterical, and somebody who was it? No Filter Paul sent me a website that featured his band from 1983, and he looks like David Bowie with black hair. Yeah, you look at him now, and this guy from The Office.
Yeah,
and he looks like a girl. He's like very feminine looking.
He's pretty.
He's pretty. That's what my girlfriend said.
You'd have to call him pretty.
I go, guess who this is? And she couldn't. I go, that's Ricky Gervais. And she was like, oh my God, he's beautiful.
All right, let's go to Tom. Tom, what's up?
Hey, what's up, boys?
Hey, Tom.
I hope Bill Donahue's staff down there at the Catholic League has a good claw hammer to detach his sack from the wall. You nailed it, Louie. Nicely done. Watch it out, boys.
He was blindsided. It just came together. We were going to have Bill Donahue on the show today. Lucky Louie was stopping in as well. I had Louis C.K. was stopping in. I had no idea that he wrote all that stuff about you, so it worked out perfect.
I love when that happens.
I heard his name, and I was like, oh, that guy.
Yeah.
Nice opportunity.
I remember, too, before you even, because Louis held up a sign that said, this guy trashed our show. And I remember before you even said that, I was like, boy, I think I remember him coming into conversation not liking Lucky Louie.
Yeah,
no, and like I was saying, if he had responded to the things he said and backed them up, I would have had a civil conversation with him. I wanted to find out why he said them and debate it, because he has a right to those feelings. I was raised Catholic. I mean, it's a religion. But he's just, I didn't watch it. Somebody watched it for me.
There's a
and by the way, what if somebody had oral sex with a
Martin Luther King statue? Where did that come from?
And if Dakota Fanning can get raped, then we should be able to have sex with boys. It made no sense.
It was a wild and woolly conversation.
He must have had a hell of a youth with that imagination.
You know,
alone at night in his bed.
Here's what the problem is.
He's got some great scenarios.
He has a sense of humor, you can tell to some point. But when other people like staffers are writing stuff and he's signing off on it, he wields a lot of power. Mm-hmm. The guy is the guy, believe me, that got us fired. Mm-hmm. It was the Catholic League's input to Infinity Broadcasting that got us thrown off the air. Regardless of if you agree that we should have been thrown off the air or not, I don't even want to get into that. He's the guy that did it, though.
Yep.
He wields too much power to just on a signature be able to have people, condemned.
Well, and the thing about the Catholics is that my grandmother's Catholic, and anything that she's told to believe that has Catholic written on it, she goes, "Oh, okay."
There you go.
Because they're very devout people, and they're very loyal to their faith. They don't question anything. Yep. So if you put something out, they're going to believe it. So that makes him, very.
I knew this family growing up that was strict Catholic, ridiculous Catholic, where the mother would read the newspaper, the Catholic newspaper, when we wanted to go out to the movies. They had like a bevy of beautiful daughters in this house. So us as young guys, were like in our teens, we used to just pile over that house and try to take the daughters out. So we'd go to the movies with them. And she would look through the Catholic Digest and check the rating for the movie, and some of them were condemned. It was like, this movie condemned.
This movie is excommunicate.
Yeah, we would have to pick a movie that was acceptable from that. Meanwhile, we never went to the movies.
No.
We would go and have just ridiculous sex in parks and schoolyards. And it didn't matter as long as the movie we said we were going to.
I don't want you pretending to see this movie while you're having oral with my daughter.
That's exactly
so Catholic. That's so beautifully Catholic.
Typical.
And of course she knows. I mean, she's not in it. She knows that you're doing that.
Exactly.
She just doesn't want it done while pretending to see the wrong movie.
I'm pretending that you're going to this movie. Everything, as long as the story lines up, you're seeing a nice movie that I won't even think about. And they used to go, hey, take our car, because they had the station wagon. I can't tell you how many of me, my friends, my brother, all the sisters, just in this car, their own car. It was like that 70s show type station wagon
with a paneling.
Just unbelievable.
Hey, Fred's in the background here.
I hear
Brooklyn.
Him giggling.
Yeah, Fred, what's up?
Man. Hey guys, I adore you guys, man. Hey Louis, beautiful pie in the face, man. what hypocrisy and what power he's been wielding for so long with such limited information.
Yeah.
How many people has he probably destroyed careers and never even seen or heard what they put out?
Yeah.
Just hypocrisy, man. Beautiful timing. Incredible.
And you gotta love that he called him a blockhead.
Incredible.
That's what makes me laugh all day.
Insult of the day.
He was searching, and he came up with blockhead.
Why, you blockhead? I ought
to make us.
Glad you didn't threaten to give him a knuckle sandwich.
Up your nose with a rubber hose.
Yeah, there you go.
All right. Unfortunately, we could We could so do another hour, but we got to get out of here and get over to XM.
Got to go over to Potty Mouth Central.
2 more hours.
No blockhead over there.
Remind us about John and Jeff.
Those guys are great. Yes.
And how the station here in New York has decided to take our words and make it look like we're endorsing that program
Twist
now.
them around.
Oh, we'll get into that tomorrow.
Yeah.
Also, the kid that got kicked off the flight, the 3-year-old. That would have been a good one.
Bravo to the flight crew.
I think we'll just go and do that over at XM. That's what we do.
Maybe.
Hey, if you're not joining us over there, have yourself a great day, all right? Louis C.K. Lucky Louie on DVD this coming Tuesday.
30th. You can buy it now on Amazon.
Yeah, pre-order it, man.
Yeah, very cool. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, bye.
They are the most vile, despicable human beings in the country. Creeps, ankle-biters.
Obviously, the strength is their ability to turn mistruth into something people would believe.
Wow, how long is this guy going to continue to babble and say nothing?
All day long.
Shut up. All right, here we go.
Welcome to the Opie and Anthony Show.
It's worse than I imagined.
That's terrible. I'm sorry.
We are a bunch of dopes.
I think we're lewd.
We're probably pushing 20 arrests because of this radio show.
Out of touch cornballs.
3 retards.
We have the effect of Tylenol PM.
Opie.
You know I could have been a model.
Anthony.
I'm gay.
James Norton.
I like yogurt.
Robert Reed.
But enough of this palaver. Let's get the show on the road.
We got to change the intro.
No, we don't. That model thing.
I know.
I don't want to hear that line anymore.
I remember when you said it, and it just like, I don't know why, it's the beauty of it just hit me one day. I was thinking of it. It was just so fucking obnoxious. It's perfect.
Do you know I could have been a model?
Yeah.
Oh, that has to stay.
Yeah.
That should be the whole intro, just that line over and over again.
Louis C.K. has joined us here over at XM. Lucky Louie on DVD this coming Tuesday.
That's right.
In the intro to this version of the show, it's Opie, Anthony, Jim, and then there's a little snippet from the show. And someone was getting under my skin so bad one day, the best I could come up with was to scream as loud as I can with passion, do you know I could have been a model?
Yeah.
Did you mean it? Was it a real feeling?
It couldn't have been anything but.
Yeah. Despicable.
And now we're finally breaking it down. It's been part of the intro for a long time. It's like, I'm such a douche. Like, I'm basically telling everyone how lucky they are to have me.
That's awesome.
The modeling world was calling, and I decided, no, I need to be a shock jock.
You're lucky bastards. I might not be here to entertain you.
Right.
It just struck me as funny one day. I'm like,
oh, it's awful.
It was just such a moment of like, just something that had to be said, finally being said.
Sure.
Yeah, well. Hey, the dump report is very, very funny today.
Yeah, let's get a little look-see at that.
Looks like old Bill Donahue's a potty mouth.
Potty mouth. He got some dumps.
It's fun when you could read the dumps of the president of the Catholic League. 8:17 a.m. A child being penetrated.
Yeah.
Bill Donahue from the Catholic League.
Had to talk about that one with Tom on the way down. And I was saying that would have been great to leave that because could you imagine if we got an FCC complaint based on that?
Right.
Yeah, it would have been him.
The press, we would have had to say, yeah, we got a complaint. The FCC wants to fine us $320,000 because of something that the Catholic League president said on our show.
How great would that
and
be?
he was talking about penetrating a child.
You should have, because then you would have gotten to put out a press release that says we ourselves were shocked
by the language.
Disgusting man. We'll never have him on again.
As we were adhering to FCC regulations, the Catholic League president blurted out,
"We do not condone the words of this disgusting individual."
Our fault was
think he should step down immediately.
Our fault was assuming that he'd behave.
Yeah.
We thought we'd give the dump guy a break.
Like, that's the
What could possibly
shit you leave
happen
in.
with the president of the Catholic League?
The Catholic League.
Oh, yeah.
Who's going to complain?
8:13 a.m. A guy performs oral sex on a Martin Luther King statue with an erection. Holy shit.
Bill Donahue again.
Nowhere.
What was he thinking about?
And by the way, brilliant example by Anthony, because I was trying to think where would that be acceptable, and Donahue was wrong in that on Chappelle's show, under what context, say Chappelle was doing a sketch about how white people always want to know what they can do to make black people happy,
right,
for the way they treated us. Here's a start. Black people would not be enraged about that. A few might be, but the majority
would be. Like what movie was that? Barbershop. Some people got upset at
Rosa Parks.
They were talking about Rosa Parks trashing her in the barbershop. And it was only a few black people that got upset with it.
Yeah, and also
but by the most part, they were loving it because they were paying money in droves going to see the movie.
That's right. No, I was working with Cedric when that movie was made. He's the one that said the remarks. And most people, that's what black people are a lot of black people are tired of being told that they revere these figures.
Right.
And a lot of them are like, oh, those fuck those old bucket niggers. I'm tired of them. so yeah. The thing is that Jesse Jackson doesn't speak for even. I don't even think that many black people.
Yeah.
Anymore. So
whatever.
It's just funny that that's what he has nothing on his side. So he goes, well, what about that thing I just made up of somebody
that out.
blowing Martin Luther King?
Like, what's
How do
swimming
you
around
feel
his head?
about that?
I gotta jump in really fast because Joey from Howard Beach has a great idea.
Oh, okay.
Guys, you should put out a press release with all of Bill Donahue's quotes taken out of context.
Yeah, hey, right? We didn't actually hear the show.
Right.
But what he said was this.
But here is the audio.
Martin Luther King. Well, I think blacks ought to be outraged by his depiction of Martin Luther King.
And here's the funny thing about, like, wow, did my thought just go away?
Dude, you're a goldfish.
Oh, my
today.
God.
I had a thought that I was thinking about his idea, and, like, I'm enjoying his idea about the press release.
Pretty.
You know what?
Wow. Even if you weren't on the radio, that would have been retarded.
Oh, yeah. It's okay, because you're in love.
Yeah.
I know it happens when you're in love.
I love that you were looking at me, though, because I saw the whole process. I saw Jimmy go, and then there was that silence, and then he just kind of looked at me like, oh, my God, I have no recollection.
His eyes went blank. It was like watching a guy die in a movie with his eyes open.
The Terminator. You're terminated, fucker, and my eyes just went black.
I wanted to come over and slowly shut his eyelids.
Oh, so sad.
Hey, we got to get this in, because, come on, it's the truth. Chris in Pennsylvania. Chris, what's up?
Hey, I just wanted to call and kiss Louis C.K.'s ass. The HBO special was amazing, and the comment about sitting on Jeff's ass while he masturbated.
Oh, my God.
Jeff.
Thanks, man.
Okay, bye.
I was just telling Louis, I watched it twice. I watched it when it first came on, and then I'm going through the channels, and you're about 10 minutes in, and I just stopped and watched it again.
Oh, thanks, man.
It's so fucking funny. You take on stuff. It's not like, you could see a few comics and they might touch on some of the same stuff or this, that. So original, so fucking funny.
Man.
That time machine shit, I almost fucking pissed myself. Because everyone thinks of that stuff, but you gave it such a great, unique twist.
Oh, thanks,
like
man.
this dopey conversations, what would you do if you had a time machine?
Yep.
And then you always got to chime in.
Yeah.
And it's always the other guy that wants to say what he'd do with it, so he's got to present it in the form of a question.
Yeah.
It's so fucking good, man. Such a great take on it. I'd go back 30 minutes and punch you in the face. It's fantastic.
He's got a different look, which is very refreshing.
Yeah.
Louis is a great clarifier of points. Like, this is what I get lost in an emotion of something.
Get lost trying to remember a line you just had in your head.
You don't even know where you are.
But he's a great clarifier of points. Like, yes, that's exactly. If I was not a dumb motherfucker, that's what I was trying to say.
Let's go to DC.
Thanks,
what's up with DC today, Nico?
What's going on, guys?
Hey.
Love the show. Listen every day. Hey, I'd like to comment on Louis C.K. calling Bill Donahue not only a blockhead, but you missed the best quote. You called him a fucking dink.
I did hear that, a dink.
I called him a dink, yes.
Yeah.
I grew up with that being a bad thing to call somebody.
Yeah,
People used to
it's
call
not
each
just
other
like
that.
some kind of Asian
You dink
thing.
No, it's like calling somebody a dick.
Yeah, it's a dick dork.
Yeah. He is a
kind of thing.
He's also a faggot cunt. Now that we're over here.
XM. Love it.
God bless XM. Rocky on Long Island.
Fucking,
hey,
Lou.
Hey, I like the fact that Opie has a problem with the intro where he says he's a model, but Anthony has no problem with the fact that he says I'm gay.
Yeah, I kind of yell out, I'm gay. I don't know where that came from.
I don't know, your subconscious?
Yeah, well, perhaps.
Well, someone reminded me why I said, I could have been a model. There's some just twat saying how ugly we are and how she's seen our pictures and this and that.
Oh.
And then you blurted out, I could have been a model.
Yeah. Well,
you don't know how wrong you are, Missy.
Listen, lady.
Look at me trying to defend
Here's a surprise for you.
So not ugly.
It still sounds douchey.
I could have been a model.
It sounds worse because you're saying not only am I not ugly, but I'm more I'm beautiful enough that I could have made a living on it.
Look, man, I know it. I'm insane.
That's awesome.
I know it.
We do blurt out things, or things, again, the context, taken out of context. They have clips of us saying stuff,
horrific
Oh,
things.
And then that cock in my mouth.
Yeah.
Now they have that.
That's right.
See? But out of context, I think if God met Bill Donahue, he'd shit right in his mouth. In or out of context.
Yeah.
Fucking piece of shit. It just makes me mad because of my stupid Mexican and Catholic grandmother who listens to dorks like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, too much power, man.
Yeah.
Too much power. We were laughing on the walkover because Jimmy was talking about kind of, you weren't defending Bill Donahue.
No.
But you were kind of saying that it's, I don't know, you didn't give him enough credit for having as much power as he has.
Well, he was saying he's a funny guy, and he's a guy who will reverse himself.
Right, he'll reverse himself. That's what you said. Yes. He'll reverse himself. And I said that's all well and fine, but he wields too much power. He destroys lives and livelihoods. And I brought up the point that Hitler would probably have been a pisser in a bar as the painter. You get a few drinks in this guy, and he'll go off on the Jews.
That's what you were saying, because that's what Hitler was. He was a beer hall nut. And people would get him drunk, and he'd stand up there and say, "The Jews!" And they would all bang their mugs and go, "This guy's
fucking great. Listen to him."
And then some guy that used to watch him at beer halls reads the paper. What the fuck? He's chancellor? What are you nuts? He was funny. It was funny. He said, "Kill the Jews." It was awesome.
We'd laugh our asses off, finish our beers, go home. Now this guy's running the show?
What, are you crazy?
Yeah, and that's kind of the Bill Donahue thing is like, it's fine when he's making jokes about horses fucking guys up the ass and killing them, but then when he's putting out press releases
cross on it.
Getting people,
No.
The Davy and Goliath fucking logo at the end of the show on there.
Yeah.
No, I agree with you. You're right. But I'm saying, like, if you look at whether it's Muslims or any religious guy like that is awful and pious.
Yeah.
At least with him. Anyone else running the Catholic League, you're going to get a guy who is religious and self-right. You can't avoid that.
Stuffed shirt.
But at least with him, you do have the other angle where he will come back and go, all right, look, I didn't see it. Like,
you know what, though? If
he
he had argued about the points, I would have had no... As a matter of fact, I prefer a guy who has those beliefs and puts out a statement and says, this is what our religion's position is on this, to a guy... I mean, imagine a Muslim guy like the guy who said, somebody makes a fatwa on the Danish cartoonist, and you call him up and he goes, oh, I didn't see the cartoon, I just... I don't really look at these things,
I just signed off on his death warrant.
Yes, that's all. It just was a... I don't think Bill Donahue looks at his things. By the way, what if someone sucked off George Bush in in an Easter parade? How would you like that?
You would have his head cut off.
Yeah, I bet you guys would, you hypocrites.
God damn, that is fucking funny.
And Martin Luther King had an erection too.
Yeah,
it's just an amazing imagination from that guy.
It came out of his head. He didn't even have to think about that one. He didn't have to go, okay, let me come up with a horrific little scenario for you. Give me a minute. I gotta think. It was just, let's say Martin Luther King's being sucked off by a white guy on the fuck? Jesus. Yeah. You sure can come up with him, Bill.
What a show today. Brian.
Hello, Bill.
We haven't asked this question in a while. Brian's...
Hello, Bill.
Hello, Bill. Brian's a trucker. Brian, what are you hauling today?
Hauling insulation.
Insulation.
All right.
Gotta watch that shit, makes you itch.
Yeah, I don't have to unload it. I don't give a shit.
Good.
But I want to tell Louie I love this comedy special, and yesterday me and my wife were having an argument, And it completely changed when she told me to suck a bag of dicks. We both just started laughing, and that was the end of it.
Oh, I'm glad I was able to help there.
You're going to get the DVD on Tuesday.
What's that?
You're going to get the DVD on Tuesday.
I certainly am. It's already on pre-order.
All right, run on,
Thanks,
Brian.
man.
That would have been a better story if he said she told me to suck a bag of dicks and I knocked her teeth out.
Probably did. He just left that out.
Yeah.
But then they still laughed.
Yeah.
I knocked her teeth out, then we laughed.
Let's go to Florida. Chris, what's up?
Hey, Opie.
Hey.
Hey, Anthony, you got that I'm gay from your friend out in California when you were describing him when you went back. And he was like, I'm gay.
Gay Richard?
Nah, it's not Richard. Trust me.
No, I know. So I blurted that out. I know it's not Richard. Richard has been dead a few years. Tragic.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Jimmy.
Go ahead, man.
Jimmy.
It's not going to work.
Yes, buddy.
Yuck.
What?
That's all I got to say.
What?
In love, little fool.
I am in love.
Oh, in love, little fool. You're just a fool in love.
Why? I can't help it. I mean, we get along very well. And last night she was over. I did a lot of this. I'm glad you're my girlfriend.
You know what they do at the airport that is just nauseating and hysterical?
At the same time.
They'll walk down the center concourse while we're walking to the terminal and just like look at each other, turn and go just start laughing
like
to
the
each
laughing
other.
obnoxious couple
laugh.
Yeah.
And they're doing it obviously on purpose. They're not discussing anything. They're just walking down laughing, and people are looking at despising them. Just shut up. Yeah, right?
Like I was saying, though, when it's a good-looking couple doing that, you just hate them. But they're half a good-looking couple because she's really cute and nice, and Jim is so lucky. It just makes me happy because you have friends. Look, Jim is I think he's a handsome guy, but
Thanks,
most
Lou.
people don't. I mean, by America's standards,
Right.
which I don't think are right, he's not doing so good. But he's got a great. He's the kind of friend you worry that he's going to die alone someday. You know, like when you have a friend, you're like, please, somebody,
someone
fucking
hook up
pick
with
up
him,
this girl,
please.
this guy. Yeah, please.
His looks are just taken out of context.
They are.
What about...
You know what? Girls fucking just find him so endearing, and they love Jimmy.
Yeah.
They love Jimmy.
What about the
and
one-
he's despicable. It's not what he's fucking saying.
No.
I don't understand it. It annoys me.
I'll
It's
tell
got
you
a
what.
charm to him. What about the hats, though? You forgot about the matching hats they had coming back from West Palm Beach.
Oh, God, the West Palm Beach
They went
hats.
into the souvenir shop and got...
Matching palm tree hats and then walk to the
And they
airport
walk
laughing.
back to the seats going,
you can't even describe the colors of the hats. They were
They're such bright neon.
awful.
Pink and a light purple.
Was it a pink?
Yeah, they were awful. They were awful.
You're a horridly obnoxious couple.
Yeah, it's great.
It's hysterical.
Yeah, sure, that makes me laugh.
Yeah.
We have fun. Then I say little things like, good night, Angel.
Amanda, Buffalo, what's up?
Yes.
Hey, Amanda.
Hey, what's going on?
Hey.
I just want to tell you guys have the best show ever. You guys keep me company
Oh, really?
during my long days of driving.
Thank you. Is it cold in Buffalo today?
It is 31 degrees.
31's not cold for Buffalo.
It's actually, pretty warm, I guess.
Yeah?
But I'm actually not in Buffalo. I'm actually just outside of Rochester right now.
What town?
What's that?
What town in Rochester area?
We're on the 90 at a service station.
Okay. Well, what do you like?
Yeah.
What do you like about the show, Amanda?
You guys, you're like, laugh.
They never. Oh my God! You're batting 1,000. You're batting 1,000 with that, and it's been 2 years.
Anyway, should we get into? It's quick, but should we do the American Idol? You watch American Idol, Louie, or you?
I haven't seen it this year, but I.
Do you like the show? You seem like the type of guy you couldn't be bothered by this crap.
I like watching the The
early rounds
auditions
when they're goofing on the retards.
Yeah, once they're
two different
there,
shows. Yeah.
Once they're there, I really hate it.
It's two different shows. It's the freak show, make fun of retarded people, first half of the show, which is great, and then there's the talent show, Star Search portion.
Who cares?
Where it's, people
But when
singing.
it's early, I like it because I love watching somebody just off the street actually sweating a little from being outside.
Yeah.
Totally convinced that they're awesome.
Yeah.
And sucking. And all the people also, it shows you that part of American culture where people like, I got self-respect and I know I'm somebody.
Yeah.
If you're not anybody, you shouldn't think you are. You should say, I'm not anybody. Maybe I will be if I work hard.
Yeah.
If I really apply myself to something. But just people that automatically walk around with their shitty lives.
They already think they're somebody.
I'm somebody
They're
special.
stars.
Well, not yet. You could be.
Because they convince people within their little circle that they're somebody.
Yeah.
So now, of course, America's going to follow suit.
Every year there's the guy or the girl, too, that is just completely stinks, is thrown out. And on the way out, they're like, well, the show's going to suffer because I'm not on it. Like, you just lost so many viewers, American
Your
Idol.
loss.
And it's your loss because if I was on the show, the ratings would be, and it's the biggest ratings ever. And then year after year, they just keep going
Your
up.
loss, Taco Bell's game.
Yeah.
You're lucky to have me.
You haven't seen the last of me. Let me tell you, I'm going to go play. And then not one of those people have I seen doing anything.
We have seen the last of you.
No, we did.
And then the people at Fox are like, oh, wow, we could have had 37 million, 10 listeners. Instead, we only have 37 million this week. Oh, well. This was the highlight, Sundance Head.
Oh, yeah, that guy could sing.
Holy shit, could this guy sing. Last night wasn't about the freak show. They didn't have great freaks, really.
They had a couple. They did a montage of some freaks.
Sundance Head has a very famous father named Roy? Roy Head?
Head. No, Block, I think his
Block?
name is. He runs the Catholic League.
Right.
Blockhead.
Well, listen in. Listen to this guy.
Right, your name, sir, is Sundance Head. Nowhere to go after that, is there? Okay, Sundance, you're having a lucky year, it says here.
Yes, sir.
Why is that?
I got married to my wife I've been with for 7 years.
Unlucky.
I'm having a baby that's due Christmas Day.
Not great news.
And I made it to American Idol.
All right, 1 out of 3. What are you going to sing?
Stormy Monday by Bobby Blue Bland.
Okay.
Oh. Ready? You know they call it Stormy Monday, babe.
White guy.
Lord, now today's just as bad. You know Wednesday's even worse. Oh, and Thursday's oh so sad. You know the eagle flies on Friday, yeah. Saturday goes out to play. Lord, when Sunday rolls around, Lord, I get down on my knees and I pray.
Wow.
Holy shit.
Yeah,
it's unbelievable.
That fucking guy is going to go far in this contest, man.
With a nice
And also after being shit on by Out of Bullet Simon.
Yeah, I know.
For
Out of
no
Bullet-
reason.
Here.
Right.
Fuck you, also.
Unlucky. Yeah, basically. I just got married. You suck.
Yeah, you watch the cunt. I had a child. Fucking retard.
Yeah, go ahead and sing now.
Yeah, now sing.
What you didn't hear in that
Belts it out.
clip, he talks about his father, Roy Head, who had a #1 hit with Treat Her Right.
Yeah.
And,
Oh, wow.
And his father absolutely hates the Beatles because he was knocked off the charts by a little song called Yesterday.
A little song called
Just
Yesterday.
fucked up Roy Head's career. And now this is his son. And this is what the judges had to say.
You know what? Wait, but before you do that, I knew a guy. It fucked up Roy Head's career. No, it didn't. There was this guy we knew. He was in a doo-wop band. He used to frequent a bar. My mother tended at a bar out in Comac, and he would always talk about how the Beatles fucked him up, fucked his career up. He would have been huge. Sure. Like, do up, do up, do up, do up, do up. Yeah, that was going to go forever.
Never going to end.
No one was going to change that. You know, the Beatles came along and they're like, that music all of a sudden was your fucking parents' music, and the Beatles was the new shit that the kids listened to. Right. But If
Also-
it wasn't for the Beatles, today, to this day, 2007, brand new song. Let's listen to it.
Also, also the Rolling Stones and the Who.
Yeah, they were all bands that just came out. The British Invasion, it was called an invasion, not just four guys. It was an invasion.
We got the Roy Head song from back in the day. Treat her right.
Head.
Squeeze a real jump.
Enough of Roy Head.
But that's so different than what the Beatles were doing. It's like a 50s to the 60s, man. That would have been dead anyway. That's funny. 30 years later, blah, blah, blah.
Of course not.
Music was never going to die.
Well, this is what the judges had to say about Sundance Head.
Powerful voice, didn't expect it.
We in Memphis, and you coming singing a blues song and blew it out. Man, you sounded great, dude. Amazing.
Thank you. Probably one of the best voices we've heard on the audition tour this year.
Thank you. I agree.
In every way.
Yay.
Randy, yes or no?
For shitting
100,000,000% yes. This boy's the bomb.
Great audition, great voice, yes.
I'm going to be amazed if you don't make the final. Thought it was terrific. Well done.
Welcome to Hollywood, baby. Welcome to Hollywood, Sundance Head. Wow. That guy can sing.
He just blew Taylor out the park.
Dude, I'm saying a circle.
Blew Taylor apart.
Yeah, he basically said this guy is so much better than Taylor Hicks, who won last year's American Idol.
Yeah, because it's like that genre, trying to be like soulful and stuff, and that was Taylor Hicks' whole MO when he went up on the stage. And this guy just got out there and just completely chewed him apart. He's a big guy, he's fat.
Is he?
Not like that type of disgusting, big, huge gut fat belly, but he's like one of those big guys, he's wide.
Kind of like how Steve used to look back in the day, kind of.
Gay?
He's got like some wacky big beard thing going on. It's
like where the beard has a
just
couple
the
tears
chin,
to it? Yeah.
And it comes down, and then the edges come down a little further.
Yeah, he didn't
going
really
on.
commit to a full goatee or just the little chin thing.
Yeah, it's the chin thing and kind of goes down, but he's looking like a soul guy.
The other one worth playing from last night, then we could obviously move on to some more exciting things. This Melinda girl, the backup singer.
Oh, right, the backup singer.
This girl's been singing backup for some very famous artists all her life. And this girl Melinda, is scared of her own shadow.
She comes in, she's got her hands in front of her, she's got her head down, and she walks up to the mic and just belts it out. But she's scared shitless up there.
Yeah, that's one reason I like to watch the show, too, is people...
Yeah, it's like real people,
actually getting to be on, taking a shot. And when a waitress takes a break from her job,
goes down there,
runs down there and sings, and they give her a shot. That's awesome.
35 million people are going to see you.
Yeah,
here you go, and go.
And people complain about the contracts they get, but in fairness, they really are taking you from nowhere and making you a household name.
You're plucking these people. I mean,
from nowhere.
Look at that. Not even a winner of American Idol is now an Oscar nominee. Just out of nowhere. Yeah. Where would this chick be? Where the fuck would she have been? She came in like fucking... What did she come in?
She'd be a singing waitress somewhere.
She wasn't even second. She was like fifth.
Yeah.
Or something.
She'd be fucking eating asses off Craigslist and humming tunes.
I'm going to be somebody someday. Yeah, whatever. Shut up. So here's Melinda. Scared of her own shadow, nervous, can't even look at the judges, looking down, sweaty palms, just all crunched up.
Yeah.
Like this, with her shoulders way up, and this is what came out of her.
So you're Melinda Doolittle.
I am.
And what do you do?
I sing background vocals for different artists, session work, and then I travel quite a bit. About
Do you
9 months out of the
hate
year.
every single person you're singing backing vocals for?
I don't.
No,
You know
truthfully.
what? Okay, truthfully.
Do you think, fall off the stage, break your leg, and I'll take your place?
Because he hates everybody that
For
he
me,
works
it's
with.
fun, and I've always kind of loved being in the background. It's my comfort zone, so that's been my fun little place, and I can be there, and they can do their thing.
So
and
what's changed?
I know that for me, I need to get over the fear of standing in front of people myself.
Okay, what you singing?
For Once in My Life, Stevie Wonder.
I love that song.
Okay.
You do?
Yeah.
Are you ready? I love Stevie, too. For once in my life, I won't let sorrow hurt me, not like it's hurt me before. For once I have someone I know won't desert me,
I'm not alone anymore. For once I can say, this is mine, you can't take it. As long as I know I have love, I can make it. For once in my life, I got someone who needs me.
Jesus.
Yeah.
She's not white.
No, she's not white.
No, only the whip can get a sound like that. Years of whipping and a nasty boat ride, you sound like that. No milk-fed whitey's going to bother to sing that well.
Nope.
We don't have to.
Lucky Louie on DVD coming this Tuesday.
Oh, God damn. That is fucking great.
Every time you kill for us, we'll give you a nice plug there. Wow. So then she sang that and then went right back into her shell, all shy, looking back down at the floor.
Wow. What do you think, Paula?
You're good. You're really good.
Thank you.
You gotta believe that.
I am. My hands are shaking, but thank you.
You look scared to death, man.
I'm good.
Randy?
I always have this thing about, if you're a background singer for a long time, I don't know if you can really come up front and be that solo singer, because, most of the solo lead singers have that kind of Simon Cowell thing. They only think about themselves.
Okay.
Yeah, Simon, wouldn't you agree?
Melinda, we have a lot of people who come in here with a lot of attitude, a lot of confidence, and they're not very good. You walk in with no confidence, no attitude, and yet you are a brilliant singer.
Yeah.
A brilliant singer.
Thank you.
Seriously.
Look at that look on your face.
But you are what it's all about. A great voice. I am concerned about the lack of confidence, about the fact that you've been in the background. But let me tell you, you are in the top 2% of good singers this year.
That's true.
1,000,000% yes.
Paula?
1,000,000%.
I think you're brilliant. Yes.
I think he was sensational. One of the best auditions ever, vocally.
I agree.
Welcome to Hollywood! Yeah!
Do they ever disagree, the judges? Occasionally they'll disagree. But does Simon ever say yes and the others say no? I've never seen him say yes to them saying no.
Wow, that is very rare.
That's true. It hardly ever happens.
There was one that they put through. It was Randy that said no, and the other two said yes.
Well, they can't be that, right?
It's as long as 2 out of the 3.
As long as a white says yes.
People saying
they still do well.
Here in the train wrecks is much better, but there weren't many train wrecks yet.
No.
Nothing like the Bush Baby kid and the fat
retarded gentleman
and the rest of them. All right, we're gonna step aside. We're gonna get into some spanking after the break.
What? Ooh. Who's spanking who?
Louie's got kids. We'll get his thoughts on this.
Oh, that type of real, legitimate kid spanking.
And something we could all relate to, women. A screaming kid on a plane. That's a great story.
Mm-hmm.
We'll get into next as well. Lucky Louie. Tuesday.
January 30th.
Tuesday on DVD.
Pre-order now.
It's Opie and Anthony.
Whether you like it little bitty, medium or enormous, courtesy of Opie Anthony and little Jimmy Norton. Get your free route ticket, no reason to go and buy it. If it's see some fun bags and help spread the virus. Send a self-addressed letter with a picture of your mom, or click the wow link at opieandanthony.com. Send it in now if you want to get wowed. Watch the ladies whip them out and jump around. Jump around. Jump around. Jump around. Anthony.
It's the Opie and Anthony Show. Louis C.K. in studio, killing once again today. Got to say hi to Jason in Arizona. Jason, what's up?
Hey, how you doing?
Hey.
I've got a rip-off alert for you guys.
A rip-off alert.
Is it about that new show on Showtime, Lucky Larry?
This morning hack show in Phoenix, Arizona, and it's called Holgram's Morning Sickness. And they're
wait, what is it called?
Holgram's Morning Sickness?
Holgram's Morning Sickness. I don't know the characters' names. Yeah, they are sick. But they're betting on the Super Bowl, and one of his posse, if he loses the bet, has to do the baby bird.
Oh, really?
And, yeah, what piqued my interest was Ralphie May is in concert down there this weekend. He phoned into the radio show, and he's all part of
concert.
this hack.
It's like he's Pavarotti. He's going to be out there.
Ralphie May in concert.
What'd you say?
I thought he was your guys' boy. He's in on the bet somehow. I only caught a little bit of it.
Well, Ralphie, I'll only say this. He might not be, he wasn't around when Baby Bird happened, so maybe he hasn't been informed. That
Oh, I see.
You know, it's possible he just didn't know.
Well, it being on YouTube and all.
But yeah, I'm not going to say he definitely saw it. I mean, who knows? Ralphie's a homosexual.
You know what's worse than that though, Jason? A fucking rat.
Tattletale.
A fucking rat.
Snitches get stitches.
I tried to phone in and call him on it, but I couldn't get through. I listen to you guys, and I just happened to be
a rat.
tooling around the FM.
He didn't know he was the rat. I'd hit him with a sound effect, but I have no templates.
Yeah, don't hit.
Let me just
check
hit
it out.
Let me just randomly.
Is that supposed to be sexy?
I'll just randomly press buttons because
Where's your templates?
I don't have. They weren't given to me because somebody slacked off.
Whose job is that?
I want to know whose job it is.
Whose job is that?
E-Rock.
E-Rock
No,
again?
not your job.
No, whose job is it then?
I've never been informed as to whose job it is because when it happens, I'm never told. Watch. Whose job is it supposed to be?
Is it yours?
I never get an
I think it
answer.
needs to be assigned.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why
I'll just assign it to somebody. Yeah, good. Very good. I'll assign it to somebody, and then if it's not done, that head rolls, and then whoever really was supposed to do it feels all guilty.
That's how government works.
Right.
No, when you get an appointment in government, this is your job now, you're in trouble.
Yeah.
That means, we
yeah.
need someone to take a fall.
Hey, we're going to promote you.
Yeah.
Is that it?
Hey, Mike from Tampa, I love the commercial with Donald Trump that just aired on XM. You slobs. What was that? Was it a promo for the show with Donald Trump, or was it a commercial? What was it?
Yeah, what was it?
It might have been when they fired off the brakes, something was there. Nothing we played in between.
So what was it? Was it a... Oh, boy.
Oh, my God. You're kidding, right, Bill?
It would have to be in...
You didn't answer the question.
Poor Bill. He can't press a button right or talk.
Does anyone know the answer to the question?
Steve, answer?
No, I don't know.
I love this place.
Nobody kind of pays
This
attention.
place is fan-fucking-tastic.
It could have been an ad for Stern Show on Sirius, and nobody would know it.
No one know why, where it came
we
from.
We have to wait for a listener to catch it.
We don't hear the spots here.
Uh-huh.
Any of us. Like,
way to humiliate
Right.
us. We're being funny.
Oh, yeah, sure. I would hate to the facts get in the way, Jim. My bad.
Also, when it goes to dead air,
like that's none of us, unless we were having
that's when
to just go to a
Washington
receiver.
is doing their thing.
Exactly.
And then they, all right.
Well, fair enough.
It's just funny that we have to learn this stuff from the listeners, though.
Is it a commercial for one of his, real estate money-making seminars?
I have no
idea. I know he does that. That's the only thing I've heard.
University or whatever.
Yeah.
He has the school.
Yeah. He's always hawking that convention thing that he does down at the Javits Center, where he goes down and I'll tell you how to be rich.
Yeah. First, have a rich father. Then,
that
use
helps.
his money to get richer.
Build, more buildings with that money. Sell them for more money.
Yeah.
And before you know it, you're rich. Go ahead now.
Oh,
yeah, I'd enjoy that.
Oh, and do an occasional seminar because I'm taking your money.
Yeah. Well,
why didn't he help you get a place open?
That was just all bullshit for the radio.
Well, what do you have gotten?
I actually tried to call those people. They could give a flying fuck
What'd they say when you
about
called
me
them?
and the fact that I need a place to live.
What'd they say when you
So
called
we don't
them?
want slobs living in the building.
Take the message. We'll get back to you. That the blow off stuff.
How stupid is that?
Whatever.
That's ridiculous.
Real stupid. He'll get another person in there in a second. Trump buildings just fill up. It doesn't matter.
Nah, but it's not even about the Trump buildings, which, if you want to live in a snooty place like that, fine.
Yeah.
It's simply about the promotion, just for his name. It's like, why wouldn't you do that? It doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
It was whatever. Hey, Sammy from Queens says Trump commercials about the learning addict.
The learning addict.
There you go.
Yeah,
okay, thank you. Let's move on to this kid on the flight.
I love this. I would love to have been on this flight. Of course, I would never travel AirTran. No first class.
What is that?
That used to be ValueJet.
Yep.
Yeah.
The one that
until that one went into the Everglades, and
I always liked that had a funny smiley face on the airplanes.
Oh my God! I know.
Like you want your planes to be funny and silly. That plane looks hilarious.
Yeah, it was like the tail logo was a plane with a big smile, and it was kind of curled up like a shrimp.
Yeah,
it was laughing like a plane.
As it went in the
like
drink,
that.
It was going.
Yeah, like no matter how horrific, there's screaming people inside. It's in flames going down, yet that tail is smiling.
Well, it's not smiling when it's upside down in the swamp.
Just wham!
Now it looks like a frown.
So, how did they solve that problem? They got out the old paint roller and put AirTran on it.
And they want us to forget.
Yep. Yeah. Right after that happened, as a matter of fact, short little story, we were fired from Boston, and they were flying us around. We were being Atlanta. Courted. We were being courted by other stations, and we got our tickets, and it was for AirTran. And I was like, dude, this is ValueJet. They just painted over the fucking planes.
Yeah.
This has nothing to do, with, it's not a new airline just because it's got a new paint job.
And that was when I was beyond scared of flying, so I was on a payphone.
Oh, yeah, you were just giving Bob shit.
Just giving our agent shit, the people that were flying us down
like
shit.
You got us the cheapest fucking airline that just crashed into the Everglades, and they paint the plane. It's still wet. It's like tacky. Like, I got a little ritual where I have to kind of pat the plane a couple of times before I go in the door. I kind of give it like a ding-ding. Yeah, get us there, buddy.
You got wet paint on your fingers.
There's like wet paint. Like, what is that? And I'm seeing kind of a smiley face plane underneath it.
This is a red fucking car, Rudy. Wait, did you really tap it when you walk on the plane?
Yeah, I give the side of the door.
The knuckle of my right middle finger. I have to go like this. On the outside of the plane.
Yeah, I give 2 taps with not the palm of my hand, but the tips of my fingers. I go like dunk dunk to the right side of the door.
I do too. I have to do that.
Yeah.
And then I have to put my cock in the cockpit and yell Allah Akbar and go sit down. Just a ritual.
But then everything's going to be fine.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, a little ritual. Everyone does. It's probably going to be so many people do things like that rapid decompression of the plane because some idiots are knocking next to the door. It's weakened the aluminum. A rivet popped out. Investigation has determined tapping.
All right, what happened on the plane?
Well, flight attendants.
You're going to want to kill the kid and the parents.
Obnoxious passengers, usually. The flight attendants who won't listen to the instructions, and they kick them off the plane. Right. Massachusetts couple think AirTran Airways went overboard by treating their crying 3-year-old daughter in much the same way. Julie and Jerry Julie and Jerry
Foreign.
Yes, exactly. Julie and Jerry Donahue and daughter Ellie were removed from the flight when the girl refused to take her seat before takeoff. But the parents said they just needed a little more time to calm her down.
Get her in the
There's
seat.
the problem.
Get her in the seat.
Get her in the fucking seat.
Just take her physically and put her in the fucking seat.
Pick her up, grab her by the hair.
Yeah.
But they had just visited her Grammy. The Grammy. Yeah. So I guess she was upset with leaving Grammy.
Who cares?
She was removed because she was climbing under the seat and hitting her parents and wouldn't get in her seat.
Put her in the seat physically.
Get in the fucking seat.
Well, you gotta calm her down, don't you?
What?
Don't you have to calm her down?
Yeah, but the thing is that they're just shitty travelers.
Right.
There's a whole system to put it. I've traveled with 2 kids. Got a 2-year-old and a 5-year-old, and we travel with them all the time. Oh. And you got to get your shit put away fast, so that you have time to calm your. They're just fucking assholes.
They don't know.
They're just like those people that, like when you see on an airplane where you're starting a taxi and a guy just gets up like a cunt, just stands up and goes in the overhead, and the plane stops and you hear, we need everyone to sit down. It's usually a fucking Hasid, by the way, who just looks at the front of the plane like, what? I don't, just going to get my money or whatever.
We need all passengers to be seated and belted in for the taxi. And by all passengers, I mean the one guy that's standing up.
Exactly.
So I'm going to chastise everybody like you're all assholes because one fucking asshole. All you people that were belted in and just reading and paying attention to the rules because you're experiencing this flying thing, you're all assholes too. Because one fuck stood up. Thank you. Enjoy the flight.
It would be funny if they chastised him specifically, if they said, we appreciate all of you being in your seats, except for you, the Jew with the fat wife. Would you please sit down so we can taxi?
Get your stupid ass in the fucking seat. No, so these people are just incompetent. I mean, Look, I don't believe in people that hate babies on flights. I think are assholes. Like when my baby is crying and people like crane their necks to look back. Yeah. Like, could you turn off that machine that makes that noise? I fucking looked them in the face, like, please actually say something so I can piss in your mouth. Because it's a fucking child, you fucking piece of shit. We're taxiing. You know, we're very good at keeping our kids quiet. They don't cry through flights. But if my daughter goes like, fucking some rich asshole, like, rustles his newspaper and looks back at me like, whoa, this is unheard of. I look in his, I love it. I look right in their face. I've been with this kid all fucking day. I would love to unload unfairly on a stranger. Wow. Give me a reason.
No, it's great to see the other side because there's no one in this room that's going to agree with you, Louis C.
Yeah, no, I know. People hate when kids cry.
But it's great to see the other side of it because we want to turn around and tell
I want the parents to treat the child like that Korean woman treated that chicken in the last episode of MASH.
Right.
That's what I want.
You made me remember that. Yeah,
it was a chicken.
Louis, chicken, right?
Holy fuck. It's very simple. I just want the parents to at least try.
That's the thing.
That's all I want in my world. I get frustrated. They're still crying, but at least try to do something.
And for the 4 hours, break your fucking parent rules. Like if there's no candy allowed before dinner and the kid's crying for candy, fucking send him into diabetic shock.
No,
by shoving
you're
candy
absolutely right, and they should have kicked them off. If the kid is not in his fucking seat, he's a liability, fucking kick the whole family off. Right. Absolutely.
And they did.
They did, and they should have.
Yes, just the kid and
leave
make the parents fly.
Standing there on the empty jetway, you just see him like crawling dangerously close to the edge.
Yeah. No, most parents are fucking idiots, and I hate parents on airplanes that don't. Like, I saw this guy flying with his daughter, and she's crying, and he's a guy, so he just sits back, does it. All he has to do is hold her for a second.
Right.
Won't do it.
Why the fuck?
And a mother I saw once is feeding Mountain Dew and M&M's to her fucking
there you
kid,
go.
whose face is purple with sugar rage by the end of and fucking caffeine. Idiots.
Are you ever embarrassed? Like, I understand, like, Geraldo made a good point one time. He goes, I know it's annoying, but what do you want people to do? Not travel with kids? It's like, you have to. It's like, and they aren't kids. They're not machines.
The reason I hate people that complain is because they have no they'll complain about anything. Like, again, my daughter had a rattle once. She's not actually we give her a rattle so that she'll be pacified. She's rattling her rattle as we're taxiing, and people are looking at me like, oh, come on.
Yeah.
Well, fuck you. Get on your cell phone and call your fucking girlfriend and let me hear that now. You fucking adult cunt.
What? Once the engines really crank up, it's really hard to hear anything around you anyway. Yeah. But it is that when you're boarding, the taxiing, when you get a kid crying, it's not. I won't do the turnaround. I won't. But my shoulders go up, and that sound, I'm like, I can't take baby crying sound. Right. To me, it's the old nails on the blackboard.
Sure.
But you know what is good now? iPods. Everyone can't you put your fucking iPod, because I have one, and I won't notice a kid crying.
So what you're saying is take it and hit the kid with it, repeatedly, holding it with your earbuds?
I don't even realize a kid is crying. I swear to God, like someone will go, why is that kid crying? And I realize, I'm fingering it.
Uh-oh, here comes Bill Donahue. Before you finish the story, Eric in Colorado, this just sounds completely insane. Eric, what's up?
Yeah, hey guys. Hey, a couple of years ago, my wife and I were flying out of Denver, and this guy kept standing up on the plane, and the stewardess told him twice to sit down. On the third time, he was standing, the cockpit door was open, and this was before 9/11. The pilot slammed on the brakes on the taxiway. The guy went face first to the ground and broke his nose. The steward and another passenger looked at the guy and said, they told you to sit down.
Why would he keep standing? What?
Yeah, I've seen that so many times.
By the way, Craig is just stupid.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah, and Sam jumped up and started pointing like, this Craig right here. Sam can't wait to get in the middle of this.
What happened?
Well, I would have never went. The phone said in mid-flight the pilot jammed on the brakes.
Right, mid-flight.
So
he
that's
jammed
why
on the
we
brakes.
went to the phone call thinking it'd be, we could point out how stupid this guy is.
Like, I can understand if the pilot wants to, like, hit the air brakes and put the engines into reverse at 35,000
Top
feet.
Gun.
Yeah, like that.
Let him pass me.
Let him pass me. And but do you really want a pilot that's that into fucking someone up that he's just going to stop the plane? We're going to do a barrel roll now and then gonna knock this guy's head off the fucking roof.
Craig's having a tough day. He's learning the ropes. He's learning the ropes.
We have roofs. The story continues. There's rules. She climbed under the seat, wouldn't get out. Said they were following FAA rules that children age 2 and above have to have their own seat and be wearing a seatbelt. The flight was already delayed 15 minutes. And in fairness to the other 112 passengers on the plane, the crew made an operational decision to remove the family.
Good for them.
We were giving an opportunity to hold her, console her, or anything. Weren't given, sorry. Ellie was sitting in front of our seat crying. The attendant motioned to a seat and asked if we purchased it for her. They had paid for the seat. Jerry said, another attendant, yes.
Big problem here is that it sounds from what they're saying that the little girl was sitting by herself and the parents were sitting together behind her.
Yeah, what's that about?
Yeah, because parents that do this fucking are the worst. That they put their kid, if there's 2 parents and a kid traveling.
Yeah.
Like I sat next to some little girl on the flight here from LA recently. Her parents are sitting together eating and having a great time. I'm fucking raising their kid.
Oh my God.
You're raising the kid.
I'm helping her with her juice. I'm listening to her fucking cunty little stories about her grandma. I don't want to hear any of it.
Why, they weren't good
She's
stories?
Do you want to play my Game Boy? No, I got fucking work to do. I'm trying to watch softcore porn on my fucking DVD player.
And mom and dad are canoodling.
Or they're having a great time on the other seat having fucking margaritas and shit.
Another cocktail here, please.
Yeah. No, they're that's
funny.
that's why she's crawling under the seat to get to her parents. Because they're not sitting with her. It should have been the mom and the kid, or the dad and the kid, and then the one parent. And the reason I'll tell you why that didn't happen is because the parents fought. I'm not sitting with her. No, I fucking sat with her on the way to grandma's. Oh, well, let's just make that stranger sit with them.
Louis C.K.
Yeah,
I've seen his act.
Yeah, fucking assholes.
Do you want to say
They should have
something
been
to the
thrown
parents?
off the plane while it was in flight. They should have been thrown off from 30,000 feet.
Goldfinger right through the window.
You're the type that would say something, though. You want to say something to the parents sometimes?
I would, if they were there, I would, especially if there was a problem and it was holding up the plane. I think I would have said,
I'm sure.
Why isn't she sitting with you? You guys stink. I hate you.
I'm sure people would just mumble, fucking people.
Yeah.
Pig,
I bet they got applause. I hope they got applause when they kick them off.
Her cunty little stories.
Cunty little stories.
She's one.
They told the family, you need to get her in control and in her seat. The couple told the attendant they were trying. Julie said she asked the attendants if Ellie could sit on her lap, but they said no. The family flew home the next day.
Wait a minute. Were there 3 seats and she was in... There might have been 3 seats together.
Well, what they're saying there is that we're trying to get that she was... What was the one sentence back? That she was in front of them.
Yeah,
it's seat in front
like
of us.
She wouldn't get into her seat. They were... she was like under the seat. I think
but then
she was
right before...
crawling...
No, she was sitting in front of the parents. I think they mean like on the floor in front of them. Like say it's parent, empty seat, parent. I think the kid just crawled out of her seat and was sitting on the floor in front of her parents.
She was climbing under the seat and hitting her parents and wouldn't get in her seat.
And then what's the next thing after
children under 2 and above must have their own seat and be wearing a seatbelt upon takeoff.
And then
the flight was delayed 15 minutes.
Yeah.
In fairness to the other passengers, they were removed. We weren't given an opportunity to hold her, console her, or anything. Ellie was sitting in front of our seat crying.
Oh, so you're saying she's sitting on the floor?
Maybe she was on the floor, like where you put your little fucking
I'm sticking.
bag.
I am enjoying my anger. I'm sticking.
Yeah,
with
you stick with your story. It makes it a lot more fun.
We got a guy that Looks like he was on the flight. Larry in Florida, what's up?
Hi,
Larry.
Larry.
My son's a big fan of you guys. I've never really heard you. You guys were funny, though. I tell you what.
Thanks.
I was on this plane and when this happened, and it started. They were just kind of this little girl was really upset. She was, obviously she seemed like she was more tired than anything. And I've got 3 daughters myself, so I know what that's like when they're kids and they haven't slept. And
I'm calling.
I think they were at
Sierra
Disneyland or
about
something.
This whole call. Let's just see where he goes with it.
Yeah.
And
he was pretty upset. And then I said, "Ramon, get this shitty bitch off the plane."
We're so on to him, like right from the start. Jimmy gives me a look like I'm already looking up at the name like this guy just isn't.
Who is this guy?
He was a punk.
Just someone who thought he
was a
get
blockhead.
us.
He was a what?
A blockhead. You blockhead.
It's my new favorite.
Why you?
Insult.
Oh,
blockhead.
Nerds to you.
Don't be a blockhead.
Well, get this. The family flew home the next day. The Orlando-based carrier reimbursed the family about $600, the cost of the 3 tickets, and offered them 3 round-trip tickets anywhere the airline flies. But it's too little, too late for the Kulsas. The father said they would never fly Air Tran again.
What
you
a
shouldn't
shame.
have the first time.
Wait, where do they live? Let's try to get them on the phone.
Yeah, call them up.
Let's go to Joe in Jersey. Joe?
Get them immediately.
Guys.
Hey.
How's it going, guys?
Hey.
First, Lou, I love your Spiel special. It was great.
Thank you.
With the fuck you kids and all that.
Oh, yeah.
I'll tell you what. I tell my kid I want to do that every day.
Thanks, man.
Number 2 is I was coming home from Florida 2 weeks ago, and we had a problem with. We were about to land into Newark, and my daughter was sleeping on my wife's lap, and the stewardess asked my wife to put the seatbelt on before we land, and my wife said, well, she's sleeping, can we let her sleep? And the stewardess said, well, no, you got to put the seatbelt on. So my wife starts arguing with her, and basically it came down to she told my wife, we will not land the plane, we're going to have authorities at the airport and let you do this. So the stewardess are pretty much assholes on the flight.
Dude, you gotta strap your kid
you got it. No, it's the thing is.
I know. No.
Something happened to the kid, and your kid slammed
for
his
your
face
safety.
against the fucking
The thing that people
tray.
don't understand, and there's a million comedians that make hay of this stupid fucking. I hate stand-up comedy that's based on ignorance.
Yeah.
The whole thing of put your seatbelt on, that's gonna help if we crash into a mountain. Yeah, that's what they're for, you fucking dunce. They're there for when you're taxiing, because when you're fucking land, you're going about 150 miles per hour.
Louis C.K. ruins bit for hundreds of hack comics. Film at 11.
If the plane wheel hits a chuck hole in the runway or something, your head could go slamming into. And the reason the seat goes up. So, sir, it's important. It's a federal fucking regulation. If something happened to your kid, the flight attendant would be run out on a rail and sued and everything.
Jesus, lucky goody two shoes. We're gonna call that show.
Might chip a tooth.
No, here's the thing, though. I understand what you're saying. No, Louis is technically correct.
You tell the story.
But they have in the airline industry turned into a bunch of just fucking. They're just a blind robotic twats. Like, I was on the plane today with de-icing in Chicago, and I had my laptop open, the cabin door's closed, and the captain gets on and goes, we got to de-ice. We're going to be about 20 minutes before pushback.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm on the laptop. 30 seconds later, the stewardess walks by and goes, you have to close that, sir. I'm like, but he just said there's going to be 20-minute delay. 20 minutes. She goes, I know, but the doors are closed. So I closed it, but I'm just like, you fucking cunt. Like, he just said 20-minute delay.
Yeah.
Like, I understand if we're backing up.
Yeah.
But you heard him say it.
You know what, though? You know who ruins that?
Oh.
Other people that would do it.
Yeah.
The door would close. Like, they got to make the rules so basic. They can't say,
because
when the door closes, unless we're de-icing and there's a delay, because then there'd just be everybody, hello? Yeah, and I got the folder here with me, and I'm...
because she's basically caring for a fucking 200 children. Everybody on a plane is a child, and if she had to go make these Solomon rulings for every single, you opened it after the de-icing, however and it would just go to hell.
You are an idiot. You are okay. You're fucking mongoloid.
There's a power trip.
Absolutely right.
There's a power trip thing going on too. Man.
That federally that they're federally.
But I mean, she could obviously
endowed.
Look past that, but she has this little bit of power, and she wants to just kind of.
No, and it comes down to the people, because most of the time you get up They'll say now it's absolutely federally, and I get up and piss.
You guys take a leak
all the time.
The point was, the first half hour of this trip, my daughter was screaming, so she was quiet. So my wife was like, "Hey, let's keep her quiet. Keep it down." We had a half hour to land.
And then what happened?
What I mean? We weren't. That's
And then what happened?
Well, we put seatbelt on.
That's another thing. It's like we have a half hour to land. It's not the point of the landing. Also, it's the point that when the plane is changing altitude, it's hitting different air.
Yeah,
you get turbulence. The things. It's not like
I sympathize. I know what it's like to fly with kids, but you just have to work within the system that there's.
Oh yeah, no, it's understandable.
And the bottom line is this. I'm sorry. No, just let me make a point. Sir. If they fucking hit some bumps and you fall and break your fucking nose, you're going to sue the airline.
And you're going to sue, and you're going to settle out of court, and the airline is going to have to pay out some money, no matter how much your fault it was.
No, but people do. It depends on who you're.
That in the end.
It always
ends. Joe Consumer.
Exactly.
I like to say.
No, it's just Jimmy made the point. They're robots. They have no,
No, so you can tell when you're dealing with somebody who's got the ability to decide based on the human there. Or people that, I checked in a hotel, the heat turned off in my shitty apartment, so I went to the Mercer Hotel.
Yeah.
And I go down there and, they charge fucking $530 for a room, which is crazy.
That is bizarre what they charge.
But I'm there and I've got all my crap, so I just go ahead and pay. And then I'm just walk in and ask for a room.
Yeah.
And they give one to me. I go upstairs. It's tiny. The bed's not even like a whole bed. Whoa. And the window's wide open and it's freezing and it's crazy. So I just go to the front desk and I go, I'm bailing. I can't do this. And she goes, oh, well, you're going to be charged. I'm like, no, I've been in there for 10 seconds.
Yeah, why?
And she says, well, because you made a reservation and you need 24 hours. No, I didn't. I walked in and took the fucking room. What is that based on? She says, well, when we rent the room, we're expecting that we're making that rate on that. Yeah, but I've been in there for 10 seconds.
10 fucking seconds. Now that's ridiculous.
She says, I'll leave a note for the manager and tomorrow he'll decide. I'm like, no, you're not charging my fucking credit card. And we started yelling at each other, this woman. And then some guy eating an apple walked by who works there and goes, what are you doing? Let him, just take the charge off.
Right in front of her. You take out your Amex, and you get on your cell phone, you call Amex, and you look her right in the eye as you're going, I just had a charge, I want to take it off, and you guys deal with it. Like, Amex has thugs that deal with situations like that, and they will they'll fight for you. And you tell them what happened, the hotel tells them, and they take the fucking shit right off your credit card.
Oh, I hated that woman.
If you fight enough. The airline thing, though, is like people bringing up little things. I consider it fucking point A to point B transportation. I'm not looking to play slot cars in the middle of the lane, the aisle. I'm not looking to fucking, fun and games. It's travel.
Yes.
So I don't care if they're robots. Bring me my drink. Bring me my food.
Yes.
I'll buckle up. I'll stay in my seat when they tell me to. And then I'll get off the fucking plane when I get where I'm at. The plane isn't the big fucking adventure. I'm not 5 years old, on a wild journey.
Also, I, not to keep shitting on comedians, but most of them are hard.
So easily shit-onable.
Yeah. The other thing that comedians make fun of is all the problems, like how annoying it is to fly and you don't like the food. You're flying through the fucking air. Yes. It's a miracle. You're flying. It used to take a lifetime and with most of your family dying to get from the East Coast to the West Coast. And now it takes 5 hours and 99.9% of the time there's zero problems.
I'm on a Conestoga wagon with Indians shooting arrows at you.
Yes.
And these motherfuckers are upset. I had to put my belt on. You're hurtling through the fucking cosmos at 500 miles an hour.
Yeah, and the captain was so boring on the thing. Yeah, well, he has an amazing skill. And he is putting his life in your hands and taking you for $300 to another city thousands of miles away in minutes.
It's almost like a transporter room.
Unappreciative.
It's time to have dinner that day.
The food was weird. Shut the fuck up.
Who gives a shit?
Hey, I like it.
Let's go to Terry in Georgia. Has a problem with Louis C.K.
Take your shit with you, too. It's not just you.
No.
It's bags of your shit, too.
Yeah, exactly.
Terry.
Louis, you're such a cock. What are you doing sticking up for these flying whores? Get my fucking drink, get my meal, get me a blanket, and shut the fuck up.
They do.
Yeah, that's what they do.
I've never had a problem.
Yeah, when have you not had them do that?
Sitting there going, we're walking out if we don't get service in another 5 minutes because The second I sit down, would you like a drink? Here's a menu.
Try it and coach.
What do you have?
I know.
Oh, is there?
Not everyone flies first class.
Let me tell you something.
Menu.
I was under the impression I was flying a fucking 8-foot wide plane, 8-foot long plane.
He's losing touch. Oh my God.
I thought all planes only had 5 rows.
How much people in coach must hate it when it's like, when they make those announcements, please put your seat up in your tray table. Those of you flying in first class, please let your hooker take the dick out of your mouth.
All dicks out of hookers' mouths.
Put away the DVD player, the massage unit, the fucking...
But a menu, when we travel, you don't get a menu, and then the coach, they give you a menu. It says, this is for lunch. Eat it or go fuck yourself. Those are your choices on the menu.
No, most of the airlines, they don't serve food now.
Right.
On cross-country flight, they say,
not behind that curtain.
Enjoy the fucking McDonald's that the guy next to you.
We still gotta relate to the little people.
I never knew. I thought everyone got that fine service.
That was really bad.
Silverware. He was commenting on the flight attendants.
But that's what they do. They do bring you. Yeah, they do bring you your shit, and they do shut the fuck up.
Never had a problem with them.
And then but there's no way there's anything worse than being a flight attendant. I don't think that ever you have to fucking care for these idiots that you're definitely better than as a person.
Yeah. No, but when I'm talking about the robots, it's not like them then following those federal regulations.
Yeah.
It's like when my girlfriend and I were flying, and we had our seats together, we booked them together, and all of a sudden they were different. So I go up to the lady at the desk, and I go, we were booked together.
Yeah.
Why are we separated on the plane now? And she goes, oh, well, they changed aircraft. And I'm like, well, I fly a lot. And it's a 757-300. The other plane was a 757-300. So why would they swap out for similar aircraft? And she goes, I don't know why. They just do that sometimes. And I'm like, you fucking genderless fucking bag of shit.
Look into it.
That's the company line. Don't lie to me. I fly too much, you fucking pig. That's what bugs me.
Yeah.
Not when they make you sick because you're hitting turbulence.
Oh, listen, I deal with plenty of pieces of shit.
When they separate people like based on race, I agree with that too.
All right, let's step aside.
I have to tinkle, Opie.
Yeah, that's why.
Can I just say one thing quickly?
Yes.
I was on a plane and there was a foreign flight attendant, like from Italy or something, a really weird lady with a European accent, and she said to this couple with kids, you have to separate. There are rules about having too many children in one row because of how many masks there are.
Oh, right, because you have to assist the...
Yeah, so she says, there are not enough masks for the children, and so if there's a problem that one child will not survive.
She told him that? Wow, that is great.
That's wonderful.
Fuck you, lady. I'll rip the oxygen mask off your face and put it on my own kids.
No kidding.
All right, like there wouldn't be pandemonium, but not
Spanking
survive.
Kids next on the Opie and Anthony Show.
It was Whip 'em Out Wednesday, so I flashed some guy on the Long Island Expressway. He was involved in a 7-car pileup. There was blood and carnage everywhere. But my tits looked great.
Please, wow responsibly. A public service announcement of the Opie and Anthony Show.
Hanging with Lucky Louie. The Opie and Anthony Show. A little lower, Bill, will you?
Thanks.
Speaking of comedy, we were talking about comedy during the whole break. O&A Traveling Virus 2. We're working on the details,
Pete
man.
sent me a bunch of possible
Holy
dates.
Shit.
Fucking great.
They're motivated over at Pete's office.
Animals did.
And
yeah,
AGI.
a little bit.
I think they want us to go on the road like 10 weeks. Starting in April.
Little bit motivated. I think they cut into my vacation.
Yeah, we had
like a day.
We had to tell them to relax, but they want to start this up in April.
We had a helicopter onto the ship Anthony's vacation.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, he was talking about stuff like that. Look, we'll just get him off the ship for a day. We'll get him back.
Yeah, there you go.
He won't miss the buffet and the gambling. No.
Who's on the virus tour?
Well, we're going to be asking you, Louis C.K. Not to put you on the spot here, so but.
And you'll be paid $500 per performance.
$500. No, we wanted to bring some new names in this year, just to mix it up a little bit.
Have to have a little.
And then, of course, the regulars that you know and love from the show, but... Yeah, Louie's been killing for us.
Absolutely.
We'd love to have you, Louie.
Well, I'd love
you don't
to
have
do
to say anything. Keep it at that.
Okay.
The business end will call you. Mm-hmm. It's always fun.
That'll be up to you guys, but we hope we can work something out. Yeah, I hope you're ready.
No, I mean, I'm going on the road all year. This year is a road year. My wife and I made a deal that I'm going to go. It's going to be 2 weeks on, 1 week off all year.
Does she want you gone or she want you home?
she wants me gone, and we need the money, and I want to do another special this year, so I'm building another.
Wait,
hour.
2 weeks on, 1 week off?
Yeah, so I'm going to be on the road all year long.
How lucky are you?
I know.
Don't have to deal with the screaming kids.
Wait.
Wow.
I go on the road well too. Like I have the club pay. Like I have them pick me a really nice hotel, like the best one in town. I pay for it, but I have them take it out of my check. And it's all fuck my wife stuff. It's all when I go on the road, I stay at their fucking Ritz, and it's like half my check. But fuck her. That's why. So many things are motivated, I think, in the world by fuck my wife. I really think like there was a guy in Egypt and his wife, don't make pyramids, and he's like, fuck you, I'm making them. That's where I swear that motivated that. But no, I do. I go nice on the road.
Yeah.
I pay. It's not, I'm not a star. Nobody lets me have that.
They're not
But
paying
my
for
wife
you,
doesn't bother looking at the books and seeing she doesn't,
And
it's a way to hide.
You've got to keep yourself rested and comfortable.
Yeah. Yeah, but not at the Ritz. I literally stay at the Ritz.
Do you order room service?
Of course.
That's like the best.
I rent a Jaguar. When I was in D.C., I always rent a Jaguar if it's available.
Oh my
Just 'cause
God,
I'm an
you're
asshole.
insane.
And then I fly first class and I stay at the Ritz. It takes a huge amount of my check, but my wife doesn't, because it's not like it's coming off our Visa bill. I have the club pay for it, which is also bad for my taxes. It's really dumb.
Yeah, because you could write all that shit off.
But it's because at home I gotta fight for everything I want. I have I don't have like a proper office in our house. Like there's nothing that is, my comfort is the last priority of our family. It's our kids, the poor tired mom who works so hard to raise the kids, and I can go fuck myself. But on the road, I'm like, fuck everybody. I am the president of the United States.
The Jaguar and the Ritz in first for you.
If there's no Ritz, I stay at the presidential suite at whatever fucking shithole I'm staying at. That's the kind of, I'm such an asshole.
That's wonderful.
The greatest.
Yeah, speaking of the ONA traveling virus, Vegas, West Palm Beach, these are just thoughts so far. Washington, D.C., Long Island, looks like possibly Jones Beach, Connecticut, hopefully the city of Boston this time around instead of Worcester. Detroit, Chicago, Homedale, and Camden for all the Philly folk. Going back to Philly, huh? We should punish them this year. Let's skip them. I hope they're going to behave. We'll have more details.
Fucking snipers up in the
closer.
rafters.
Yeah. Spanking of the kids. Where you stand? We all got spanked growing up, right? We all got hit.
I got spanked.
I got spanked on the front. My dad would I can't even make the joke.
It was that awful.
It's that bad.
Yeah, my parents
He would hold your dick in his hand and slap it like that.
With his face. I wasn't going to say that. I was actually going to just do it.
I'm glad you did. I had the image already, and then it went into motion, like it moved.
Why can't you make the joke?
My parents listen to the show sometimes, and there's certain things I just can't. They're starting to. They never say anything. I do love my girlfriend, though. She's so nice.
Yeah.
We do a little trick, like she'll go to kiss my cheek, and I'll turn and plant one on her lips.
It's adorable.
But I do that right after I eat another girl's pussy.
Lucky Louie on DVD coming Tuesday. Kid order now, Amazon.com.
I think growing up, if you're at a certain age, you got spanked. Mm-hmm. That's, it's just the way
When
things
did that
were.
end? When did the timeout start? Louie, you have the kids.
I got kids, and we don't spank them. I don't.
So you're like the barrier. You're the generation that got spanked.
I know what it did to me. I ain't gonna do it to another kid.
It horrified me as a kid.
Did not help me at all. I don't speak to my father.
No, it's one of those things that
they were bad spankies. Then.
Yeah,
there's a difference.
I don't either.
Yeah.
I don't talk to my father.
No.
He's been dead 10 years.
Because I remember.
Wait, you don't talk to your dad?
Well, no, we're starting to reconcile now because I'm finally beyond my problems. So we're starting to be friends now.
Are you?
Yeah. But for a lot of years, I didn't speak to him.
Yeah. That's gotta hurt.
I guess.
It's one of those family things. You don't want shit getting in the way and.
Well, it's like, I remember my dad, he would lecture me first and tell me why he's going to, which is like torture.
That's fucking
man.
Going,
here's why you're getting spanked, and I remember standing there thinking, the instant I'm old enough, I'm getting the fuck away from this man and never seeing him again. My mother used to hit me, but with her it was different because she was overworked. She was my parents got divorced, so single mom, tired.
Yep.
Shut up, bang. I totally relate to that.
Mm-hmm.
If you're a parent and you're overwrought and you just out of frustration need to hit your kid just to center yourself, I totally understand.
Center yourself.
I understand. I sympathize with it.
Yeah.
But the idea of hitting kids methodically as a way to discipline them, I think it's wrong. I don't think it's like morally wrong. I just don't think it works.
It doesn't work. I would get the strap. The fucking belt would come off.
My dad had the belt.
He had the belt, and he would one time I was walking my bike across the street, and we had hedges that were higher than I was, and I decided I was just going to walk out in the street and not look for any cars coming or anything. I don't know why I decided to do this. I just walked my bike out in the middle of the street, and a car jammed on the brakes. He's yelling at me, and my father was in the yard and saw this happen. So he's like, what the fuck? Grabs the belt, and here's what he would do. He would fold the belt up into two, so you get that nice loop.
Yeah.
And as he's hitting me, this reciting would happen with each whack. Why did you run out in the street when you... And I'm like, oh, could you leave out some fucking adjectives and just get to the point? Could you...
Even more, this is not 4 syllables in the.
Yeah. W-H-Y-D-I-D-Y. Oh, you fucking dad, you're spelling now. This is killing me. You're killing me. And it just... it just got like fear and pain, and you just didn't
mistrust of your parents.
Yeah,
you don't think
it didn't help.
It's pain before you can take that kind of pain.
Didn't help. Yeah, what kind of kid is supposed to take that kind of pain?
The ignorant shit I hate hearing is when people well, my child mouthed off to me, and I slapped him in the mouth, and he never did it again.
Yeah.
Is that all that happened? That he never did it again? He never did it again, and he's scarred. It's like it's not a kid isn't a product. Like, hey, it worked. That's all I care about. Is the result was the kid wasn't nasty again.
Yeah.
Well, you could have gotten that respect by the fucking kid liking you as a person, or just fucking giving them some positive. I mean, there's a million ways. When you yell at your kid, it destroys them. I mean, you don't need to fucking hit them,
Yeah.
I just don't think it works.
I thought the hitting thing was really weird.
I thought you'd be a hitter.
No, never.
I thought you would be a spanker.
And also, to me, it's like fucking perverted. The kid's
it is like an S&M thing.
You're gonna spank your kid's bare bottom while they're screaming?
Pull your pants down.
Fucking stick a... If you're doing that and you don't have a boner, then I don't even understand what's going on.
Hey, Glenn from Connecticut. Opie said there were bad spankings. Does that imply that there are good spankings from your father?
I think
you could go too far, is what I'm saying.
I think there's the whack on the ass with the open hand, not a fucking send him flying across the room thing, but just an attention getter, like a hey, no.
Right.
I think if a parent does that, and me not being a parent, I'm talking to my ass here. I don't know. But I just seem like that's a little less destructive than the fucking ritualistic strap beating, which, by the way, it's funny you mention it. My parents, too, got divorced, and then my mother had to be the disciplinarian. She tried it once, and she tried the strap thing, and we had bunk beds. So I went, rolling into the lower bunk bed, and she tried getting in there, with the fucking sidearm pitch, because she couldn't go overhand, because the top bunk was in the way.
The Louis T-Ot.
Submarine pitch.
Nice.
Yeah. I see the Red Sox hat. I'm helping Louis today.
She went in with the side swing, the tip of and she didn't know to double over the strap or anything. The tip of the belt did a perfect fucking cat o' nine tails snap right on the tip of my dick.
Oh, nightmare.
I was screaming like I had been shot in the abdomen. And my mother dropped the belt and just, oh my God, she's crying. She's grabbing ice. She doesn't know.
Kissing it, making it better.
Yeah, well, that helped.
Yeah.
She's putting ice on it, sucking out the poison. She wasn't hitting me with a cobra. Fucking 2 X's.
There's no snake, just in case.
I wasn't sure what I picked up. Was it my belt or a snake?
She put ice on. She's crying and never hit me again.
No,
that was it with the disciplining with hitting.
Yeah. No, and again, I understand if you're bringing your kid up in a tough situation, and if a kid goes out and almost dies, you just want to fucking get it in their head.
A quick message.
I understand it. So I don't look down on parents that do it. I understand it. But people that like are arrogant about it, I'm like, it works.
Yeah.
It worked on me. I'm fine. No, you're not.
No, you're not.
You're an idiot like the rest of us.
Your eyes don't even focus.
No, and it's not working. There's fucking the world is a fucking mess.
It fucks things up. It's
Yeah.
like if your refrigerator's making noise. I unplugged it. The noise stopped. Yeah, but now it don't work. Your food's rotten.
Yeah. Well, it doesn't make that noise.
I didn't hear a peep out of it all night.
Yeah.
Something stinks.
I gotta jump in. Tom in Tennessee. Daughter enjoys to get spanked. What's this about, Tom?
What's going on, boys? Yeah, I can't even spank my daughter. She's 4 years old. I can't even spank her anymore because she was starting to do shit just for me to spank her, and she likes to get spanked. And
Holy
cry.
fuck.
Of course.
What a whore.
She wouldn't cry. Yeah, she wouldn't cry. She would just look back at me and just give me.
She gives you the fucking eye.
See, that's the territory you're getting into.
Holy shit.
It's fucked up.
Fucked up, yeah.
It is.
Wow, I've never fucking heard of that. That is not right.
There's a guy in her future that's gonna be real happy.
Yeah.
Oh,
No,
yeah.
my daughter likes getting timeouts. She has to sit in the corner with like facing the wall.
Yeah.
And she'll do something and then go, do I need a timeout? Should I get a timeout? She gets off on it. She likes it.
Wow, that's like some kind of discipline thing,
Sure.
maybe some time alone. Do you watch any of those nanny shows?
No.
Nanny 911 or
I
something?
got enough fucking time.
Yeah,
with my
I
kids.
realize.
The idea of watching somebody else having a problem with
Yeah.
a kid, fucking, I'd rather.
Let me
kick
give you a little
myself in the balls.
insight. Kick myself in the balls. I'll give you a little insight on single guy with no kids.
Yeah.
You know, I got a girlfriend, but, no kids. Those shows fascinate me because it is a fucking madhouse at the beginning.
Yeah.
Kids running, spitting at their parents, cursing, ripping hair out of the siblings' heads, and then they're smacking them around. And then this nanny comes in and makes a little timeout area, and it takes time. She gets down on the level of the child, takes a knee, and explains to the child what the problem is. And then by the end of the show, they're these little angels that put their clothes
Well,
away.
what you find out is that the parents aren't doing anything. Most parents don't do
That's
any.
usually what
they
it
don't
is.
put any thought. They just live with these kids like they're roommates.
Yep.
They let them watch television, which just makes your kid into a fucking idiot, and puts the TV is a level of stimulus that nothing can compete with.
Louis, it's all I fucking did.
I know,
as a
me too,
child
me too.
Was sit in front of the TV.
Pump them full of fucking MSG and sugar, which all food is.
Same thing.
And give them television to watch, which sends them into this fucked up state in their minds. And then the kids don't have a regulatory system. They get agitated. They don't know how to stop themselves from doing something. So these parents, let the fucking TV raise them, give them bad food without even thinking about it. Don't give them any fruit or actually fucking any nutrition.
Yeah.
Then the kid goes, and then they hit them. I mean, it's why the whole, and people are like, well, it works. No, it doesn't. The country's going to shit.
Yeah.
There's fucking crime and drug, that's where drug addiction comes from.
Interracial relationships.
What's that?
Interracial relationships.
Relationships,
right.
which is a huge problem.
Girl gets hit enough times and doesn't want her, she's bringing one of them home.
That's right. Dark
Hey, Dad.
pink hats.
Oh, I'll show
Makes
you
up
in the
for
end.
every fucking beating the father ever gave. Hey,
ever,
Pops,
ever.
want to introduce you to Tyrone.
Hit me now.
Holy fuck.
Hit me now. Andy from Chicago. Andy.
How's it going, fellas?
Hey,
Getting
Andy.
spreading out here, so keep it up. Yeah, growing up, we lived on a little cul-de-sac, and not only did I get everything on my ass from a wooden spoon, like the cake mixing spoons and ping pong paddles and studded belts, but it was pretty much the norm. If I was acting up and my folks weren't around, my neighbors could take care of it. It pretty much got to the point where if the neighbor was having a bad day and I was acting out of any way, they could pretty much take it out on me.
Permission to hit you by a neighbor. That's nice, too.
Not just hit, man. One time we had a little creek by my house, and the neighbor had me over his head.
Mark Twain character this guy is.
At a crick.
What about
how did he discipline you, sir? Did Nigger Jim hit you?
with a radio?
Hey, man. He had me over his head. He's like, I'm throwing you in. I'm like, no, you're not. You're a liar. He drops me and kicks me with steel-toe boots in the ass for calling him a liar at 5 years old. And not only did I get a boot in the ass, but then he tells my mom that I called him a liar, so I had to do that, wait for Daddy to get home to get dressed.
Oh, great. You get hit. That was another thing. Yeah, wait till your father gets home. And then now you got to sit like fucking the Green Mile. Yeah. You're just waiting to get fucking bludgeoned.
That's the worst part.
Yeah.
No, I remember when I was a kid once.
Psychological damage.
My mother gave me $5 to go to the market to buy some stuff for the family, and I was walking around with my friends just playing and not going to the store. And then I'm walking down.
Lil Louie fucked up.
Yeah,
here it comes.
Up.
Oh,
and I walking through this little alley behind the stores that we used to fuck around in, and I found $5. And in my insides, I knew it was my $5 that I had dropped and then found. But I didn't go in that pocket because I didn't want to believe it. I wanted to believe that I found $5. And I bought ice cream, and I bought the Guinness Book of World Records. I remember it was a big deal to me that I bought that.
A nerd.
Yeah.
It was a big book when we were kids.
17.
I was 23. And I went home, and I told my mother, look at this stuff I got. And she said, where's the food that you're supposed to buy? Oh, my God, I lost the $5. And
how did you even think that would pan out for you?
So she sent me to my room, and then when my father came home, she told him the story. I could hear them talking, and they're laughing about the story.
Of course.
They just think it's hilarious. So I'm like, I have to be off the hook. But they laughed at my story, and then he beat the shit out of me. Which is the worst. It's seared in my memory. I remember every moment of it.
It's right there now.
Yeah. It's awful.
Let's go to the story here. Should spanking under 3 be illegal?
Parents could soon find themselves in timeout for spanking their kids. A California assemblywoman is proposing a ban on spanking children younger than 3. If that bill passes, hitting your toddler would be a misdemeanor offense, landing you actually behind bars or with a $1,000 fine. MSNBC legal expert Susan Fineland joins me now. Susan, this is a fun one. What do child abuse laws cover? Abuse. Abuse, neglect, beating, cruelty, endangerment, spanking. But here's the problem with this legislation. What's a spank? Is it a tap? Is it a love tap? Is it a smack? Is it a... And who decides that? Exactly. And now we're going to start telling parents how to really parent their children. Why don't we now have a bill, you didn't love your child enough. You didn't nurture your child enough. You were overly critical of that art project. It is a slippery slope. As we're both parents, so we can both really feel this one deeply and personally.
I hate that slippery slope.
I do too.
No, you have to slippery. Everything's a slippery slope.
Everything's a slippery, right?
Even a fucking, even a well-adhered slope is slippery. Yeah, you don't want to stand on that stable ground because it's a slippery slope.
Slope has been salted, and still people are bitching about it.
Well, they ask, how could this even be enforced?
That's the question.
What judge is going to believe a 2-year-old?
Experts say, and I think this is pretty true, spanking usually happens in the home.
Experts.
Yeah. So how would this even be enforced from a legal standpoint? Oh my gosh, can you imagine now parents bickering, I'm calling the cops on you for spanking the child. I mean, it's just a really, really bad idea. It's an impossible bill to enforce. It's going to be impossible to define. It's going to be impossible to determine appropriate punishment. Who gets a year? Oh, that was a really bad spank. You get 6 months because that wasn't the worst spank I've ever seen. Right. I mean, for me, it's like how this differs from, child abuse is important to have laws in the book to protect things, leave a mark, et cetera, et cetera. There's an easy way to say abuse happened here, physical abuse happened, and you need to be punished. This is a slippery slope and a gray area in the law. That said, what do you think the chances are of this passing? 0? 100. I mean, I just think it's stupid.
You're stupid.
Then why are you guys talking about it?
Yeah.
Exactly.
I don't think
non-story.
They should pass a law like that.
No laws. Just fucking...
People shouldn't
common sense
do it, but they shouldn't pass it. And California doesn't give a shit about kids. It's the meanest state in the world.
They care about themselves, right?
Yeah, no, I mean, I did a benefit for this place that was a foster home for kids that are like kids that were left in cars by the highway because they had kids that have terminal diseases in poor neighborhoods.
Oh, no.
They get fucking left just on the highway all the time. So this was a foster home for them, and the state of California closed it. Because they didn't like the statistics. The foster homes is where they get the statistics of how many kids are endangered, and the statistics were getting too high in California.
Makes the state look
so
bad.
They just closed the home.
Close it down. They won't count them.
No way to count them.
And we look better.
It's awful. Do you read the fucking Grapes of Wrath? It's an awful place. No, it's a cruel state. So they're
I
hypocrites.
think what we need to be aware of is if you see a kid in a grocery store whose parent or caregiver is whacking them, pants down with a hairbrush on a bare bottom.
Video
Hold on a second.
Get that camera phone out.
Who the fuck has seen that?
YouTube. Another fucking Bill Donahue
Yeah,
type
no
here.
kidding.
Oh.
What if a child is blowing Martin Luther King?
And being spanked for
You
it.
could be spanked for that, sure.
Store whose parent or caregiver is whacking them, pants down with a hairbrush on a bare bottom. You call the police.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone's going to call that a spank. And I think that's what we're talking about. I think we're talking about egregious discipline of children. Abuse, right. But a parent, a love tap, a little smack, a wake-up spank, whatever you want to call it. Parents have ways of communicating with their children that
I used
only
to
they
do that
and their
every
children
morning.
effectively
Couldn't work during the
understand.
day.
Sometimes they don't get the verbal cues, so that is what they're targeting. It's interesting.
Yeah. Anybody out there with a 2-year-old?
Yeah, exactly.
So this is dumb.
Okay.
I mean, really, we
soliciting
need
children
serious
now?
laws, and we need real police.
Anybody under
enforcement
3
of-
will be really funny.
Aren't we all
is
talking
on the
about
kid's third
Sean
birthday, you
Hornbeck
just
and Ben
planted your
Oldenough?
fist
Let's
into his
put our
stomach.
resources toward that. Sexual predators, people who molest children. I mean, that's where we should be putting our resources.
Ah.
Spanking.
Spanking
please.
molesters? What?
But again, it's like these people that are like,
all right,
should we be watering our lawns in the summer? I don't know, but what about people blowing children and Martin Luther King? And like, what is?
I was talking about something completely different. Exactly.
Exactly.
We got another great story. Lee in Indiana. Lee, it's your turn
Hey,
on the Opie
boys.
and Anthony Show. What's up, Lee?
How you guys doing this morning?
All right.
When I was a kid, my stepmom used to use what they call bed slats, the 1x2s they used to put underneath the mattress.
Yeah.
Oh, those things.
Bed slap.
Shit.
That's fucking like in the hole beating. That's like fucking when you're in the hole in jail, in
It was
prison.
the worst. And she beat me one time so bad she almost broke my arm, so I called the cops. And the cops come out there and showed her a special hold to put on my neck to make me pass out. And they said if he ever gives you that kind of problem again, just squeeze his neck right here. He'll go down like a brick, like a bag of bricks.
Who are you, Radio Raheem?
Indiana.
Thank you.
I got it.
Wow.
Hey, I was up in Chicago seeing you guys' billboard up there yesterday, and I don't know what they did to your face, Anthony, but it looks like you're just one fall short of a rubber helmet, man. I mean, they got that thing so distorted up there. No wonder nobody listens up there in Chicago.
They distorted your face on the...
No, it's just the way I really look.
You know he could have been a model, right?
A model. You know what else is really bad when you're a kid? I used to get hit with different objects if something wasn't readily available.
Yeah.
And one thing was when they hit you with your fucking toys. That you're like, then that toy all of a sudden is not fun for you anymore.
You would lose that toy.
I got beat with a Hot
immediately.
Wheels track. Like a fucking
those are great, yeah.
orange Hot Wheels track
Yeah.
are custom made for beating children with.
Yeah.
And I got a smack on the ass with it. And then you're playing with your Hot Wheels and just getting anxiety and not knowing why.
Right. No, kids also, you're teaching them to use it against each other. Like, if you have siblings,
yeah,
the parent who hits becomes like this justice system,
right?
That you learn how to subvert and use against you.
Now I will use this.
Yeah, like there was a little kid across the street from me when I was growing up named Benji, and I didn't really like him, but I got threw in with him because we're the same age. So our parents, go play with Benji.
Yeah.
So I was over there, and he was just... I started poking him with a stick, just being an asshole to him. And he was going, stop it! And I just kept poking him, and then he hit me. And his father saw it throughout the window. And his father came running out and beat the shit, just spanked the living shit out of him.
Wow.
And I was thrilled at that cause and effect.
Just watching that, yeah.
The next day I went over and I started poking him, and he's trying to resist because he doesn't want to get hit, and I just kept bothering him.
Oh, was that
and then
hard?
he hit me, and the father came out and beat him up again, and I was like, this is awesome. This is so good. And that's what I was taught by spanking.
Yeah, see?
And he was taught, and it was unfair to him. And
now Benji's in a bathhouse right now, probably voluntarily being tied up and fucked in the mouth. Thanks to you and your stick.
Hey, Mr. Torrance, from instant feedback, my father went to the WWF School of Parenting. He would just grab random objects nearby to beat me with. He once broke a shelf over my head, and I remember thinking, I built that in shop class, you asshole.
The things that go through your head.
Right.
I was blaming things on animals and stuff. Like I used to take things apart. I would love just disassembling stuff, but I was a kid, so I never knew how to put it back together. You could just take things apart. And my parents had a nice clock, and I just wanted to know how it worked. So you never think you're going to take the whole goddamn thing apart.
You took it apart.
You just want to kind of look at the insides, and then something goes boing, and it's just
over.
gone, and it was apart. So I laid it out on the floor, and I took the dog. We had a dog, and I took his paws, put him up on the table that the clock was on, and scraped with his nails into the table. Like I'm setting up the perfect crime here, and left it like that. And it would have been better if I said I did it, because I had to watch my father beat the shit out of our dog. This poor animal's going, burr, burr, and I'm like, oh my God, I just fucking condemned that dog, that innocent dog, to this beating that he's getting.
No, but that's the thing. That's what beating your kids, because a kid can't face a beating.
Right.
It's too awful for a kid.
That's what I was doing. I couldn't take the beating.
So that's what you turn kids into liars. And I am a liar my whole life. I'm a dishonest person because I couldn't face negativity.
Wow,
I couldn't face making a mistake.
This is like therapy.
Yeah.
I'm getting a therapy session.
True. But that's what, if you hit your kid, people, he never did that again. Yeah, he did. He just got good at hiding it. You fucking faggot.
You know what'd be really funny is after you did that with the clock, if your dad fucked the dog in front of you, and that was the punishment for the dog. And it died. He fucked it to death.
How do you know that isn't just the part I left out, Jimmy?
We got another great...
Dad, fuck that dog.
We got another real good one coming in here. Justin from Oklahoma. Justin.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Hey, Justin.
Hey, listen, whenever I used to go stay with my dad in the summertime, so I hated going because my stepmom used to beat the shit out of me, but I always had a hard time going to sleep because I was always homesick from my mom. And he would tell me that the little black boys would come around and come in my room and beat me up if I did not go to sleep at the time I was supposed to go to sleep.
Oh, my God. How much pressure is that? Yeah, I remember that one, too.
Did it ever happen?
What's funny now is my girlfriend is black.
Let's go. And your favorite movie is Ghost.
My favorite movie is Ghost.
Did that ever happen? Did any black boys come in your room and...
Not that I ever knew. I fucking went to sleep.
Sure.
Me and my brother, we used to talk. We had bunk beds. We shared a room, so we would talk. And we lived in a real small shithole apartment where our bedroom was right off the living room. So my father and mother would just be miserable on opposite sides of the couch, watching like Ronan Martin's Laughing.
Trying to get a laugh in their lives.
And my mother looking snidely over my father every time he laughed, because it implied he was enjoying himself, and that just pissed my mother off, that he was having fun. Just the hatred between the two of them.
Totally.
And me and my brother would sit there and just like we would be on bunk beds in the bedroom, but they could hear us, and we'd be just whispering to each other anything like, "Jay, did you see the commercial for the new Hot Wheels and stuff? It's so cool. If you want to get inside," and we'd hear from inside, "Hey, knock it off in there and get to sleep. If you're not to sleep in 15 minutes, I'll come in there." And then you're sitting there going, "Oh my God, my body has to fall asleep, or he's gonna no, I'm not." How much pressure is that on a kid to sleep? Like,
I know.
And then we couldn't talk, so even lower, we were just kids trying to enjoy each other's company. And he would come over and hang the belt on the doorknob.
Oh, Jesus.
And it would like
That's gonna
swing.
help you sleep.
The light would glisten off the buckle. Like, I remember this vividly. Like, that belt would be the warning.
That's going to make you sleep.
And you'd stare at the belt and be, I got 8 minutes left. Holy shit, he's going to know I can't fake it. I can't shut my eyes. I'm not a fucking actor. I can't shut my eyes and make believe I'm asleep. He can tell I'm not asleep. It was just frightening.
What would have happened if, like, after you went back in the living room, if you opened the door and took the belt and threw it back down the hall and go, "You forgot your belt, stupid."
That would have been awesome.
Oh, and I have loved to have been able to do something like that.
Plank it on the floor after you throw it.
He wouldn't be here today, man.
And let me tell you something. I don't know what effect this had, but when they would go out or leave the house and a babysitter would come over or something like that, me and my brother would break into the fucking liquor cabinet and start drinking.
At what age?
We were drinking.
What age?
Wow. I had to be fucking 8.
Holy shit.
And maybe my brother was 9, and my brother would start fucking making out with the babysitters.
Right.
They were like 15 years old, 16 years old babysitters.
No, that's what happens.
Yeah.
When my parents...
You just lose fucking control. Say, fuck you, I'm doing
when my parents went, because my dad left the house and then my mother would work. and I used to go home. I used to leave school in the middle of the day all the time. Just leave. And I'd go home and
leaving.
Yeah, I just buy. And I was like a feral cat in the house. So fucking rubbing my dick against every surface in the house. Fucking, just disgusting. I used to climb. We had an upstairs neighbors because we lived in a 2-family house, and I used to, through the basement, go into their apartment and steal shit. I became a fucking mess.
It really worked. Worked well, that spanking thing, I guess.
Yeah.
Wow. I've always kind of been an advocate, too, of spanking. But, now that I look back, it might not have worked. Because Louis brought up a great point where it's like, hey, it worked. But you just don't know what else it's doing.
That's a huge problem.
It's so.
You're also teaching your kid that hitting is how you get stuff. I mean, that's how that you listen to people who hit you. What kind of fucking life lesson is that?
Well, if someone hits you, just listen to him.
Just do whatever
or he'll
they said
keep
right
hitting
before.
you.
Yeah.
It's bad in raising a kid, although I do think on places where it should be yanked out, like if the kid's crying on a plane. Like if he's not used to being hit and all of a sudden you're hammer fisting him.
Now, I think an attention-getting whack on the ass
that
is kind of
thing,
an attention.
I mean, I wouldn't do it. I can't imagine. Fucking the kids are so tiny. It's just bizarre to me.
Pick them up by the
arm. Look, I don't believe in hitting my dog. I don't believe in it. But my dog once snapped at my daughter, and I fucking laid her out. And I felt bad, and I don't think.
Did you get a good out of it?
It was pretty.
Oh,
good.
They get surprised when you hit them.
I smacked her in the face
hard.
Yeah, I threw her outside. I dragged her outside, and as I closed the door on her, I gave her a fucking nasty whack in the face.
Do you think the dog knew why? It was snapping?
Didn't matter.
Didn't even care. It was retribution. It wasn't fucking rehabilitation.
Yeah.
Dog behaved after that, though, right?
But with the dog, especially, actually hitting dogs is a plain bad idea because they do get aggressive and they don't.
Yeah.
It confuses them. Yeah, they don't because they don't hit each other. Dog.
Yeah.
Why don't we go to Jason in Wyoming?
Well, they do lick each other's assholes. It doesn't mean we should have to interact like they should.
No, right.
We should. Perhaps.
If he doesn't bite the dog.
When my dog was a puppy, I did bite her on the ear, which I heard is a good. Like I laid down flat on top of her and bit her on the ear.
Did the alpha male thing,
and it worked. She
sat, pissed on it, just pissed in its favorite corner, showing who's boss.
Hey, this has come in a couple times as well. Jason in Wyoming. Here's another angle. Jason, go ahead.
Yeah, you guys got me reminiscing about the goddamn it if I got to come in there.
Yeah.
But my dad used to give me a tune-up. If I was being good for an extended period of time, he'd whack me in the back of the head to remind me of what would happen if I was naughty.
Wow.
This came in a few times. People that they were too good for too long, and the father felt like they got to hit him anyway.
That's a good one.
Oh, yeah, you got to get
just to keep them going, I guess.
I think you tapped into something when you said that your father's laughing at laughing.
Yeah.
And his wife is sneering at him.
Oh,
that's why he's yelling at
they
you.
Were, of course.
Yeah.
They were miserable.
Yeah. No, there's nothing. That is the trait of a miserable marriage, and I've been there, that your wife does not want you to be, which is, again, why I stay at the Ritz on the road. Because, like, if my wife calls me at work, like, I'm working on a comedy show.
Right.
And everybody's in my office and we're laughing about something, and she calls on my phone, and what do you just sit around and laugh all day?
Yeah.
Is that what you're doing while I'm home with the kids? You're sitting there and laughing? She's angry. So when people call me on my phone at work when I'm on a show, I have to go, shh. Like I'm smoking pot and my mom's calling.
No fun in the air.
Yeah, no.
No
Everybody
fun.
get out. Hi. No, we're just working really hard on the comedy. It's just miserable.
I was married for 9 years, and Opie remembers. I would love doing the show, and then we used to carpool because we lived in the same town. So he'd be driving me home. And, like, he could see the point where he'd make a corner, and, like, the fun and vibrant life I had would be sucked from my body. My shoulders went down. Like, we'd be talking about that day's show and what we're going to do tomorrow and just our career and how excited we are about being in New York. And then we'd turn a corner and my shoulders would slump. my jaw would kind of go down. My eyes would kind of get, like, down. And she'd be at the door, kind of looking out the door. And I'd be walking toward the door, and Opie would hear some shit like, the garbage was supposed to be at the curb this morning, and he'd drive away and I'm a beaten man.
Well, the vacuum cleaner is the story we always tell.
When he comes to pick me up.
Anthony's not a morning person, and I used to pick him up around 10:30, whatever. Yeah. But the point of the story, Ant was awake maybe 5 minutes, because he would wake, get in the car and try to wake up, for the ride.
All psyched to come in because it's this fucking fun job.
Sure. So I pulled up one day and there's like this huge argument going on the stoop, and I'm thinking to myself, I know he gets up just in time to jump in the car. What could he have possibly done wrong? He's been awake.
How long
maybe
did I
10
have?
minutes. And she was yelling and screaming because he didn't vacuum before he left the house.
Because vacuuming was my responsibility.
Shock Jock radio show.
Jesus. Vacuuming was my responsibility.
And another thing, as you brought it up, there were a couple times I was ready to drop him back off at the house, and I would actually go, you want to go around the block?
What do you want to do?
You don't want to go home.
So I would drive past the house just so he could get, psyched or just get himself together.
No, my wife, we had one of those ridiculous garbage arguments because she came in the kitchen and said, how come the garbage isn't out in the bin? It's sitting on the kitchen floor. And I go, the bin is full. And she goes, really? It's full? And I'm like, I have to breathe to not get, I'm like, oh no. Yeah, it's full. And she goes, so even a bag wouldn't fit in there? And I'm like, why don't you go outside and look? Why don't you go look in the bin? And I'm saying it with like a tight smile. Why don't you go look in the bin? And she's like, why are you being shitty? I'm only asking you if it's full. No, you're not just asking. You're asking 3 times regardless of my answer.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. I've answered you.
Yeah.
You asked again and again.
Yeah, and then so I start talking like that, like I'm going, you asked again and again, and I told you it was, and then she goes, look at you. Look at yourself. Look how you're talking.
Women are
She's
awful.
like Perry Mason. Like trying to trip you up on your testimony, and then finally you lost. You were the guy that went, all right, and see the temper, ladies and gentlemen of the jury.
Full.
See, ladies and gentlemen of the jury.
Yeah, but here's how fucked up things are. The bin was not full. And I am mad at her because how would she know I'm lying? Like, I'm mad at her.
Right.
I'm indignant that she's calling me a liar simply because I know she has no reason to doubt me.
Looked.
But it was not full.
Did she check the bin?
What's that?
Did she check
She would have had to have looked into the bin.
She didn't do anything. No, she didn't.
She didn't look.
She did not look.
Then how did she know it wasn't full?
No, she just doesn't
she
trust
knew you're
me.
a liar.
Yeah, I'm angry that she doesn't trust me, even though the fact is I'm lying.
You shouldn't be trusted.
It's true.
Hey, I love it. Let's get a hot story on the air here. It's Michelle in Jersey. Michelle, what's up?
Hey, what's up, guys?
Hey,
I just wanted to relate to Anthony. My dad used to do the same thing. Like, me and my sister would share a room, and late at night, he would turn the TV down so he could hear us talk, and a bunch of little girls just chit-chatted. So he would come with the belt and then beat us, and then he would, like, just say some things, like he'd beat us in syllables or what have you.
Yeah.
And we would have to laugh at him for what he tripped up on, and then he would hit us some more for that. It was ridiculous. It was relentless.
You laughed?
He would laugh. Like, we had to laugh because he was tripping up. Like, he would say stuff that didn't make any sense. Because
he was just doing it in syllables and got all mixed up. Yeah, that syllable beating is the worst for a kid because you're just like, oh my God, where's he going with this story? How long is it going to go? Like, when does this wrap up?
Jesus.
Oh, and it was teaching us a lesson. Meanwhile, it was because he was miserable.
Add a little bit and punch out, guys.
They're all talking about the Dakota Fanning.
Now they got a little clips of the movie.
Oh boy, that looks.
Well, look how cute she is.
Some critics are saying it wasn't graphic enough. Pedophiles are coming out saying.
DA says film crew did not commit a crime.
Look at this guy.
Oh, he looks like investigate him.
It's a clean-shaven Bill.
He's a talk show host.
I think it's from Air America.
Hair.
Ben Ferguson.
Or Radio America. Is that different than Air America?
Yeah, I think that's...
Debuted.
Oh my God.
He looks like the conservative.
Ben Ferguson.
Something tells me this guy was first online with a handful of tickets.
Yeah.
No kidding.
These people are causing the problem because it's a movie about where there's a child rape, like we were saying, in the context of a story.
Right.
It's probably dealt with very, tastefully and like artistically.
It's supposed to be horrid.
These people are removing it and just showing her picture and saying raped on camera.
Rape.
And just turning it into,
big
they're
thing.
distilling it down to an ugly thing, and so that kids aren't going to see that movie.
No.
Because it's a piece of shit Sundance art fuck film.
Artsy-fartsy movie.
But they are watching CNN over their parents' shoulders, seeing a little girl's face, and it says rape.
And they show her when she's like 8. Not that 12 is anything like that, but at 12 or 13 years old that she is now is a lot different than the pictures they're showing her smiling with her missing teeth. And rape.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's a movie. She's a fucking actress.
Let's go to John in North Carolina. John?
Hey, guys.
Hey.
I got a priceless one on this. I swear to God, this is true. And before my father died, he admitted to my wife, so I'd have witnessed that he did this. When I was a kid, he was too lazy to get up off the couch and spank me. So one day, he was a World War II buff, so one day he pulled off this book from the bookshelf, and he said, "Come here, boy, I want to show you something." And he opens it up, and he shows me Auschwitz and all the bodies and all the ovens and all this stuff, and explained to me what it was. And then he showed me all these kids and they experimented on. And then he flips to this page, and he says, "This guy here, his name is Heinrich Himmler, and he was the head Nazi that was in charge of all this. And he lives at you know that German restaurant on the main road we go to eat?" I said, "Yeah." He lives in that basement. He said, "And I got his number. And anytime you're bad, all I got to do is call him, and he will take you away and put you there."
Wow.
Your father
Then on
threatened to
top of
send you
that-
to the Nazis?
So that's what happened to Himmler.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
He ended up in a restaurant?
And how many...
But the killer part, I'm sorry to interrupt, but the killer part is, then they would take us to eat at this restaurant and wonder why the hell
Great
I
schnitzel. What are you going to do? I don't care if Heinrich Himmler's in the fucking basement.
The fucking pig's feet are awesome.
We had Mengele's soup recipe.
Wait, John, what would you wonder when you were in the restaurant?
I was freaking because I just knew he was, and my father would nudge me and go, "Hey, boy, he's in the basement. You best be good." And I would just freak the hell out.
John, how
You'd be
many-
scared to pitch a fit?
How many hookers have you strangled?
Wow. I quit doing that a couple of years ago when I got married.
There you go.
Yeah, I'm okay now.
Thanks, John, for the
Bye,
story.
John.
Let's go to Tom in New York. Tom?
Morning.
Hey.
Yeah, my stepfather and his brother came from Europe in the 60s, and they had this real strict disciplinarian streak. And we were over their house one time visiting my cousins. The youngest boy did something bad. All four kids had to drop their drawers and bend over the bathtub and get spanked with the belt like Anthony's father. And I'm 12 years old watching a 15, a 14, and a 13-year-old girl bent over the bathtub getting their ass spanked.
Wow. That's completely
That
hot.
would cost a lot of money now.
Yep.
You gotta see that.
And you got to fly all the way to Thailand.
Yeah.
And
Wow.
sit next to John. Or is it Jeff? We don't know.
Either one.
All right. This is getting depressing. The voices are changing on the phones.
Yeah, everybody's kind of like, yeah, people are thinking about it too much. It was, I remember it was 1973, and it was an early morning. There was a mist in the backyard. Everyone's got these vivid memories now.
We're supposed to be having fun here for these
It's
people.
like the way people describe 9/11.
Yeah.
It was a cold, crisp morning.
I remember where I was.
September.
It was, the sun was shining. The sky was so blue.
It was unusually sunny.
It was the last thing you expected. Such a horrific day.
Right. All right. Time for the line of the day. We got three runner-ups.
3 runners-up?
That's correct.
Oh, my God,
I say,
Dan.
I say runners-up.
It's like brothers-in-law, brother-in-laws.
What is it, though? Is it 3 runner-ups?
I don't know.
It should be runners-up, I think.
Yes. I don't know.
But but then again, a runner-up is one thing. So runner-ups, it's like pluralizing runner-up.
You're not pluralizing the up, you're pluralizing the runner.
Runners.
All right,
It's
way to
like
embarrass the whole fucking crew.
Like attorneys general.
Exactly.
No, but it's different.
I suck at
Dan,
plural
pants
stuff.
down.
I'm
You're
not
being
good.
spanked.
Oh,
You
yes.
fucked with Jimmy.
Yes. But I don't know if he's right or wrong.
But you said it right. You said it. You
But
said
now I'm
runners
thinking but it's not like brother. Like
We gotta get-
if you have more
we
than
gotta
one
get to the bottom of
sister-in-law.
Yeah, I know.
If you have more than one sister-in-law, it's not sister-in-laws, it's sisters-in-law.
Yes.
Now, runner-ups, your argument, then, is that you're pluralizing the ups. You're not. It's
shouldn't
one
be.
word. It's
Right.
kind of runner-up.
Yeah,
You're the
because-
runner-up, so runner-ups.
Because you're not saying one runner.
And it's what?
It's a runner-up.
I think runner-ups is actually,
I bet
was
they
actually
accept
correct.
both.
One is runner-up. What are you saying?
It's not one word. It's 2 words.
This looks official.
Runners-up.
I think it's runners up.
Is it really?
Is that Webster's?
It was BBC.
Not BBC.
They stink. They don't
Fucking
even know how to
England.
keep their
They
teeth
say
clean.
schedule, you ass.
Exactly.
Shut
And
up.
tomato.
Dumb BBC.
Genocide. Every time I listen to BBC Radio, at some point, genocide.
Genocide.
The
The small
ugly
African nation.
Right.
The genocide.
Genocide.
Americans getting us all in trouble.
Both, right?
No.
No, Dan?
According to dictionary.com, is that a reputable
It's
number?
just runners up.
Runners up.
All right. I'm sorry. I'll suck your dick later. What the fuck do you want from me?
Seems fair.
Son of a bitch.
Runners
He's
up.
always right.
All right. Here's the first.
Never go against Dan.
Nope.
Here's the first runner-up.
Give a man a sandwich he eats for one day. Teach a man to fish for sandwich, and he'll starve because that's impossible.
Or poison the sandwich. He'll never bug you again.
Hey, that's funny.
Team.
That's a combo platter.
I like
right?
combo platters.
Clean, funny line of the day.
Yeah.
No cunt, nothing.
Yeah, I know, right? It was completely acceptable.
Wow. Nothing but cleverness. Bodogfight.com sponsors line of the day. Here's another runner-up line of the day.
I don't even realize the kid is crying. I swear to God, like someone will go, why is that kid crying? And I realize, I'm fingering it.
And the other end of the spectrum.
There you go. Wow.
Yes, the filthy.
I'm surprised Al didn't dump that.
Go to bodogfight.com.
Got me thinking for a second. Wait a minute, where the fuck were we?
And check out what they're about, please. Bodogfight.com. The final runner-up line of the day.
I got someone who needs me.
Yeah.
She's not white.
No, she's not white.
No, only the whip can get a sound like that.
Louis C.K. Lucky Louie on DVD this coming Tuesday.
January 30th.
That's a
Order
goddamn
now
good
on
line.
Amazon.com.
Only the whip can get a sound like that. Jesus, that's the most brutal thing said today.
It really is
and it
horrid.
Clean enough for fucking for Ed Sullivan.
Most brutal thing said today, and we went through an hour of beating stories and their psychological effect.
Yep. Hey guys, here's today's line of the day, courtesy of bodogfight.com.
Here comes line of the day, line of the day.
Every movie that comes down the pike that slams the Catholic Church, you like. There's no question about it.
No, that's not true. No, that's not true.
And you also like...
You don't know what I like.
Well, I certainly do. I know you like this movie.
He likes
no,
men,
you don't.
Bill.
I didn't see the movie, you blockhead. I didn't see it. I'm not even interested in it.
Louis C.K.
Yeah, the blockhead line.
You blockhead.
Yeah, blockhead. You were wanting to call him a cunt so bad. Oh, did you?
I was so close to saying cunt, so he would hear it and America wouldn't. But
yeah.
What comes after blockhead? You just go, fat.
All right. Louis, thank you so much.
Thanks, guys.
Of course,
Unbelievable.
Lucky Louie on DVD coming Tuesday.
Buy it. Maybe they'll bring the show back if you buy it. Please buy it.
I cannot wait till you come on the show and bomb one day. I'm waiting for it.
It will happen.
Oh my God.
And we'll enjoy it.
Another one batting 1,000, you bastard.
We're asses.
Hey, failure is comedy. That's what it's about.
Hey,
you'll be like, I was sick today. I didn't feel good.
Really, so I hope you guys have me back.
Off.
O&A Child Virus, we mentioned that earlier.
Yeah.
Cleveland's bitching already. Because we didn't announce a Cleveland date.
Oh, okay.
And Buffalo's bitching.
Buffalo should absolutely be included.
Buffalo has...
Yeah, they gave us great numbers,
absolutely.
man.
Buffalo has a really interesting situation. They got that Darien Lake in between Rochester and Buffalo, and we're on in Rochester, too. It would be perfect.
We do have to find out.
It would be perfect.
Wants and warrants. We have to find out if we're wanted up there.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Oh, we went up there after that. Okay.
We could stay in the state of Rochester as long as we don't go in the state of Rochester. Yeah. There's the state of Buffalo.
Buffalo's
not part of New York. It's its own state called Buffalo, and Rochester's a state as well.
Okay.
So as long as we stay on, before the border of Buffalo.
That's true. We are in Rochester. And we are in Buffalo. We should do something.
We had a party in Buffalo that made the corporate rule book on how not to run an event.
Let me tell you,
literally.
Let me tell you how bad Sex for Sam was. We were supposed to get fired for this party we threw in Buffalo, but they forgot all about that.
There were complaints sent in to the FCC. This is all no bullshit. Complaints were sent in to the FCC for this Buffalo thing. It was never on the air.
Wow.
It was
They
a
were
live
so
appearance.
pissed off, they still want to get us in trouble.
It was a live appearance that never aired. So people were so pissed at what happened. We had fucking strippers. It was supposed to be stripper volleyball on the beach in Buffalo. We had strippers. It started out all cute. They were batting the volleyball and stuff like that. Within moments, the alcohol started flowing. It ended up, we didn't close the beach off to the public.
Oh, no.
So there were families, kind of not like right there, but on the periphery were families. And the strippers, within minutes of doing a few shots, completely naked, shoving zucchini up each other's assholes on a public fucking beach.
In front of kids.
It was classic.
Oh, that's awesome.
Fucking eating each other out. There are pictures of it on the web. You could pop it up now to this day.
Oh, my God.
69ing on the beach with like a fucking kid looking on with googly-eyed. one of the worst things we've ever done. Oh, it was
That's
great.
what most kids remember that it was a clear day on the beach. It was 69 degrees.
Right. There is some kid,
A woman put a
like
zucchini in her vagina in front
still
of me.
jerking off to that image in his head.
Forcing dead women to do it in his bathtub.
And there were rumors they were trying to arrest us. I don't know how
True.
true that is, to be honest.
There was, well, the sheriff's department got involved because of the bar, and indecency being shown during an event at the bar.
And then the bar made believe that they didn't know us.
Oh, they turned on us in a second.
I can't even tell you. They were running up to us so excited. They never sold more beer.
They're like, dudes, we're running out of beer. This is unbelievable.
They couldn't keep the beer cold enough, so they were just serving warm beer. No one cared because it was like the beer in the basement that they were going to replace after we left.
Their official statement: if we had known that anything like this would have happened, we never ever would have allowed this kind of thing. We apologize.
Liquor license is the most precious thing in the world.
They turned on us so fast.
Yeah.
We're going to leave you
now with the sounds.
We didn't forget. I saw the sign, Pamela. The entire song.
The whole song?
The entire song.
Okay.
So we leave you
now
with
I
this
got to
today.
stay with my headphones. I usually throw the headphones off and get the fuck out.
Right.
Now I got to listen.
From our karaoke contest.
Bye, guys.
She is
This is
so
Pamela,
bad.
and I saw the sign.
See you tomorrow.
The whole version.
Yeah. I saw it. What'd you see? I saw it. I got a new life. You would hardly recognize me. I'm so glad I'm a new person like you. Reveal you. I did bother when you're not the one for me. Ooh, ooh. Is enough enough? I saw the sign. And it opened up my eyes, I saw the sign. Life is demanding without understanding. I saw the sign. And it opened up my eyes, I saw the sign. No one's gonna drag you up to get into the light where you belong. But where do you belong? I got a new game, and there's any years I wonder who you are. I'm a new person like you, baby joy. I'm with a pale moon where I see a lot of stars. Ooh, enough enough. I saw the sign, and it opened up my eyes. I saw the sign. Life's demanding without understanding. I saw the sign, and it opened up my eyes. I saw the sign. No one's gonna drag you up to get into the light where you belong. But where do you belong? Oh, oh, oh. And it opens up my eyes, and I am happy not living without you. I left you, I saw the sign. Opened up my eyes, I saw the sign. No one's gonna drag you up to get into the light where you belong. Sign, I saw the sign. 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 And it opened up my eyes. I saw the sign. Sign.
Holy fuck.
All right, we didn't leave.
Look,
How can we leave?
We couldn't leave or not comment after that.
Oh my God.
That is gold.
Yeah. I'll tell you right now, O&A Traveling Virus, she has to do that song in front of 10,000 people.
Oh my
live
God.
Has to.
The clip that we've been listening to is great.
It's gold, right?
That
Well, that was a real effort. She really got into
Oh, my God.
Well, you got to remember, too, she had no idea that it was going to become what it became.
Right. A hit.
A hit?
Like, you ask musicians, like, you know, you ask, the guys from Zeppelin, you ask them with Stairway, when you were writing it and recording it, did you know it was going to become this? That's how I feel about that song with her.
No.
Did you know it was just going to sweep the nation like this? Wow, the people cannot get enough. They want that fucking version.
So good.
That has to be emailed to me. I want that. When I get home, I want to open my email and have that to put in my iPod. That fucking rules.
It's got to be, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. I want to play that when my girlfriend and I are fucking. She's like, we got to start listening to music or we're fucking. All right. It's either Sabbath or this.
That's a hell of a choice.
Damn.
How about some Enigma or something? Jesus.
Well, that was
something
great.
else in there.
Yeah, we'll get it right up immediately.
Beautiful. All right, now we can go.
Now we're out of here. All right, pal, talk later.
Hey, guys, have a great day.
Yeah.
In response to complaints concerning the boisterous nature of previous Whip Them Out Wednesday sticker promotional production pieces, we present the following instructional message. Via the Internet, access the following uniform resource locator. Begin with the acronym for Hypertext Transfer Protocol, HTTP. Then type a colon and 2 slashes, followed by www.opieandanthony.com. This should be done in the most dull and uninteresting fashion. Do not, I repeat, do not let your pulse rise above 72 beats per minute. Position your cursor over the graphic that depicts the Whip Them Out Wednesday sticker. Depress the figure of your choice on the left mouse button. If the anticipation of seeing a woman's naked breasts as a result of placing a Whip Them Out Wednesday sticker on your conveyance causes any type of excitement or anxiety, abort this process immediately and reattempt after having taken a brief hiatus.
Line of the Day is brought to you by Bodog. If you'd like to vote on any of the weekly show polls, go to iliketolisten.com.